What's good, fellas? What's good? How y'all doing today? Welcome to the Go Take Gamerverse. We are here to start the review for Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. We've got Lawrence, Agon Side, and Smooth on the panel with me, reviewer Oz Kuchki today. Welcome, everyone.
What up, man? What up?
What up, everybody?
Uh,
Shalom,
Lawrence.
shalom,
All right.
shalom.
Well, this is going to be a great one. This was a great movie. I thought it was myself. I thought it was a good animated movie, and it was fun. And I think that this is going to be a fun one to kind of break apart and look at it and see what happens. So I guess first thing I'll start off with is I think when we're gonna try and come to a consensus on what we want to rate this at the end. But I think whenever we do it, we want to try and I know Lawrence here, he's the OG and the expert in it as far as in the comics universe. So I think with this one, with what we know and what we've seen of the movie, I think it's going to be good if we try to keep in mind that this is a that what happens here. We trying to what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, keep in mind that with flashpoints, it gets crazy. So I think that to keep in mind that whenever we actually rate this, to kind of just rate it off the writing on this movie alone, because of the simple fact that I mean, you can only really, to me, rate each Flashpoint creator and story on that particular story because, I mean, they can go anywhere. So it's kind of unfair and unbalanced to kind of try and rate them on other different ones because of the simple fact, the idea of the Flashpoints is that there's going to be many and multiple ones. But I guess starting off, I think the first 7 to 10 minutes of this movie says a lot, and to me it said a lot about it said a lot about, to me it kind of made me think about this space that is like to commonly be called as the Black Manosphere, which I like to call the niggosphere. It just made me think about that because the thing is, in those first few minutes, you have them planning an attack on Darkseid, but also you see here within this 7 to 10 minute span, you see that there is a compromised individual that is in this planning meeting on how to go about the attack. And the reason why it made me think of this Black Manosphere or niggosphere, as I like to call it, is that you have people wanting to bring compromised people into a space which is supposed to be about educating Black men to create a capable and functioning society of Black men. And these people always end up getting everyone killed or worse, infected with their poisonous ideals, which you see in Superman. And the people that want to bring them along refuse or don't care to see that these people are working for the enemy. And then you have others during this scene who objected his plan because if it fails, they have no other plan after it where they can actually have a chance to succeed. But Superman doesn't want to hear it because he lets the fear of what Darkseid has done to other planets override his logic on how to approach the situation. Those first 10 minutes of the episode of this movie, what did y'all think there, fellas?
Well, I pretty much thought that Superman was acting rash and not controlled, and it's kind of my thing is that I was kind of surprised that the Justice League didn't give him some kind of pushback, like pushback wasn't tough enough. It's like Superman's word goes, and that's that. You know.
Well, Smooth, they did, and I feel the same way you do, so I'm not going to repeat that. But like, they did give him a little bit of pushback though. But the problem was, it wasn't from the original 7. Like Batman stayed aside.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. It's like Batman, out of all people, is just going to be quiet.
Yeah, about
he out of all people would have already freaking calculated the risk involved and all of that stuff, and then concluded that it's not a good idea.
Right, and then what were they going to do? Go beat him up? It didn't seem like they really had like an object, like you know how a planet is formed, and basically how strong he is. So only person that's going to be able to beat him hands on is Superman. So if that's not the problem, I mean, if we're not trying to just beat him, we trying to destroy the planet. The objective should have went towards something else. It seemed like they went there to go for like a battle royal.
Yeah. Let's see who wins.
Right.
Lawrence?
You know what I'm saying?
Well, to me,
Lawrence,
it came. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
To me, I agree. I agree. I agree with both of them. I think what was interesting is it wasn't so much that Superman just wanted to go in there and set it off. It almost seemed like he just wanted to go straight in and kill right out the gate. No questioning, no issues, no whatsoever. Now, Superman being the leader, quote unquote, of the superheroes, it only enhanced his desire to do it by having Wonder Woman and Batman co-sign that, because they're the trinity of all the superheroes in the unit. In that DC universe. So that was interesting. But above all, I mean, we had Superman completely out of control, where his constituents are actually asking him questions about why, and he decides, instead of being an adult and answering the questions, he started smashing equipment.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it was really out of character. I mean, he had smashed a desk or something like that, in anger. And like I said, the way he was talking, it wasn't like he was going there to stop Darkseid from doing anything. He was like he was going to go to stop them permanently. You know,
just stop them. Yeah. It's like they didn't even know what they was doing right now. He didn't know if Darkseid was chilling or not.
Because they just got done attacking a place. And the thing about it is that if they just got done attacking somewhere, you would have reconnaissance on what how they did it. You know what I mean?
Like, well, here's the thing. There's one objection I had to what you said, Aegon. And that objection was that you said nobody of the original 7. Wrong. You had a soft objection by the Flash.
You did. You're right about that.
But it wasn't respected.
And they always play Flash off. They always play him off.
You had an objection by Lex Luthor because, well, we all know that this motherfucker is the one motherfucker that's always out for himself. But it was one instance where he was correct. And Constantine, who's made a lot of bad decisions throughout his life, they're like, oh, we can't listen to these motherfuckers. But the problem is that nobody realized that Superman, he was pretty much, as Zero likes to talk about a lot of these motherfuckers in the Manosphere, his whole message was, look, we got to alpha our way through this shit, niggas. I mean, it's pretty much what it came down to,
Yeah, that was the perfect example of alphaing your way through.
Right, exactly.
And how'd that turn?
Lawrence, I know you had something you wanted to add.
Lawrence, okay?
No, not really. I mean, yeah, I'm good. Not really. That's pretty much it in a nutshell, to be honest with you.
Okay. Well, okay then. Well, then I guess we.
Go on,
Aegon.
No, I'm sorry. The only other thing I could possibly see that was a little off-putting was he called all the heroes together, but he made absolutely sure his alphaing through the whole thing. He brought two of probably the grimiest players in the game, and that was Constantine and Lex. So it was interesting to see them standing there in that group. and Constantine was invited because they asked Santana to bring him. So that was interesting too. Which kind of goes to the mentality Superman was in when he would literally bring in those type of people to help.
Well, the other thing you have to realize too is whenever looking at this, because of where it comes off, it's not Justice League, it's Justice League Dark, which they handle which that is the paranormal team, the magic team of the Justice League. And to be honest, he is without a doubt probably the most accomplished and craftiest of all of the magicians that they have that is actually on the team. Yes, he's very resourceful. I mean, to be honest, the best, of course, he chooses to stay outside of shit is Dr. Fate. He's the most powerful one that I can think of offhand. But of course, Dr. Fate chooses not to intervene except for whenever it's needed for him to actually intervene. But that's one thing to keep in mind with that.
You know what was weird to me? It was no talk about establishing a connection with New Genesis. And like what the fuck was going on? Because that's like the twin planet of the fucking Apocalypse. So you mean the Apocalypse didn't take out them first? And if he took out those strong motherfuckers, then they definitely would have some intel on them then, but it just seemed like they just weren't around.
But that would be the assumption, because the fact that he's been able to do everything he does, the assumption would mean he removed Highfather and the rest of the new gods on New Genesis. I mean, it's just an assumption you'd have to go with, because to be sure, Orion, Light Ray, Mr. Miracle, because even Mr. Miracle wasn't part of the Justice League thing, was he? I don't remember seeing him in there.
So
the assumption would be is he already took them out from Jump Street, which might be, and this is where the storytelling might have got a little thrown off, because the assumption could be is he already took out New Genesis, and if he did, that means Barter and Miracle could have been dead. That could explain Superman's particular mentality he had when he was talking about this in the beginning. But that's an assumption of somebody would have to make.
Right. Or like that's why I wanted to bring up the whole point about the Flashpoint deal. Or this was a timeline where they have not met them yet. They don't know of them yet. So which to bring up to what Lawrence was trying to say, that these other characters that were not a part of the Justice League, this is a timeline where they don't know about New Genesis yet, possibly. That's why I said I think this would be a good idea for us to rate it strictly, on the writing for this particular story, just because of the simple fact when you have flashpoints, they can be anything. So that's why it's good to, just focus on this particular flashpoint and see how the writing and everything is, how good rated on the writing and story of this particular flashpoint. But does that help you out any, Aegon?
Yeah, it is a different type of universe. So they could not have met them. Yeah, that is true.
All right.
But that's not, but they did, they have shown up in this universe.
Oh, they have?
But that's what I'm trying to say.
The animated movies, they showed up in Justice League War, Justice League Throne of Atlantis, the Death of Superman, Wonder Woman Bloodlines. So they have shown up in this universe.
That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know that if the Justice League Dark series is a part of that universe. You see what I'm saying now?
I know Dark.
That may be a different actual Flashpoint timeline.
Well, Dark is the new 52, right?
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. That's what I'm saying. It is part of the same universe. That's what I'm trying to explain. Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
it's all part of the new 52.
According to the comics,
yeah, it's all part of the 52.
Okay, so
no. I'm talking about the animated movies.
It is. Well,
no, I'm not talking about comics. You said
I got you now. So now that's when it will revert back to what your theory was versus mine. Is what you're saying.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Say that again.
I said so. Basically, because of what you just stated, it would more revert back to your theory than mine about what you stated about him already possibly taking out New Genesis. Or at least being able to cut off contact.
Everything I just named.
No,
What
you're missing
all
me
the movies?
again. You're missing me again. What I'm saying is what you just stated on this is a part of the New 52. It would mean that that it would go back to your theory of Darkseid cutting out, attacking New Genesis and being able to cut off contact with Earth.
Oh yes.
That's
Okay.
why
Yeah.
we
Okay.
would.
I understand now. Yes. Yes. That is correct.
Got you. All right. So, all right. So, we'll go. I guess. Does anybody have anything else to bring? I guess on this part, or can we move forward?
No, nothing.
I'm good.
Let's move forward.
All right then.
Yeah.
All right then. So that means we see who the pretty much compromised individual is Cyborg, who's been hacked by Apokolips. Apokolips is technology by Darkseid, who is very for people who don't know, Darkseid is very resourceful and intelligent. He's not someone to be trifled with, and very ruthless. So he's already devised his plan on how to pick apart their only plan that they have. And in the cutscene, we see I believe it pretty much goes back to London in the cutscene, and it is a war-torn London that has been brutalized through hell. And you see it goes to where Constantine and Etrigan are in the bar, and they're drinking, which Etrigan is drunk as shit. Constantine, we know, is a drinker. And you have another cutscene with a beaten and brutalized and demoralized Superman, who has green eyes now and gray hair on the sides. And Raven's with him, and they come into the bar with Constantine, and pretty much Constantine it's before they get to the bar, actually, where they meet him. But they go back to the bar, and Constantine wants nothing to do with them because before that, everything went bad, and Zatanna had sent him out of there. And it shows a cutscene of him getting out of Apokolips, and that's when we see the war-torn London is just happened across the globe of Apokolips. Just there was nobody left to defend anything, so the parademons and Darkseid, they have their way with what they want. And kind of a fight ensues, and you have Constantine punching Clark, and it hurts, but a little bit, but not like if he had been Superman. You find out that he Darkseid pretty much injected liquid kryptonite into the system of Clark, and he gave him a present of a kryptonite tattoo of his family crest on his chest, which was pretty interesting. And so he has to walk around with this shame, and everybody have to see it and kind of be miserable every time they see him coming around. And Etrigan, just the only thing he cares about is getting drunk. And Raven's kind of trying to hold it together to pull John in, because the truth is they need him at this point. Y'all got anything to bring here? What's going on, Jessica? Thanks for coming out.
Nah, I mean, yeah, you pretty much said it. Like I've never seen Superman that weak. But then again, I don't watch a lot of the animated movies and stuff.
Yeah.
I've never seen him that weak, yo. That nigga was weak.
Yeah, it's kind of disheartening seeing him like that,
Yeah.
Like it seemed like he still had like a strength. He still had like impenetrable skin or something like that, but he wasn't his old self,
Yeah, he looked like his wife looked tougher than him.
Yeah.
Does that even exist? Well, Lois Lane is freaking tougher than Superman.
Well, she's always been an arrogant feminist, though. She's always been like that. I've never liked it, but she's always been that type of person.
Yes, she has.
She's that's really consistent with her. She's always been a dick and all about herself.
Always.
Yeah, that's true.
Lawrence? Oh, well, my bad. Keep going, Aegon, if you got
and
something.
like Etrigan at the bar, he's seemed like he was still depressed from the human that he was with passing away. Because was he a part of that group when they went to Apokolips?
Yes, he is magic, so he comes in on that magic side. I don't know. I don't think no, he wasn't in that meeting.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So he wasn't there.
No.
He was part of. He was part of. Remember, they had said they left the sidekicks and stuff on Earth to protect it while they went. Etrigan was with the sidekicks.
With Teen Titans mostly.
So yeah, it's probably he got to see all
Yeah.
them get killed.
And Cyborg was a Titan for some reason. He's with him. So it was like
because they needed his whole aspect that he's the one that opened up boom tools for him to get in to Apokolips. He was vital to it, and Apokolips knew this, which is why he had already hacked him anyways. To where he used him as a conduit to get information. He was a compromised individual. Apokolips knew that they would have to go through him to pretty much get to him. So,
who was already compromised?
Cyborg.
Oh,
Cyborg.
Yeah,
You missed that part?
Yeah, I was thinking. I was like, was Cyborg a traitor?
He just hacked. He
was hacked. Yeah.
He never trust a robot. Like, hey, input output. A 1 and a 0.
Right.
He didn't even know he was being hacked.
Right. That was the other thing. He had no idea that he was compromised.
Damn.
Lawrence.
No, I got nothing to add. I got nothing to add. That was a pretty solid scene.
Yeah, it was very, very solid. Okay, I guess if we got nothing else, then we'll move on. So you have then that you find out their whole reasoning for going there is because Raven needs a locator spell to find Damian. To find Damian Wayne. And they come up, of course, Constantine is the one to go to get this done. So they find it, and he he wants to come up with a way to they need a way to get there. And he says, he's telling them pretty much to hang tight, and it'll take a few hours. And Raven's like, forget that. That's gonna take. We ain't got no time. We're going now. So she uses her power, and she's been weakened after this whole ordeal, and using her powers. Her father's becoming stronger, and she's become weaker, fighting him off. And I think also probably her powers are tied to her emotions as well. So everything that's kind of happened has been very demoralizing to see. The home that you have, everything's just in ruins. But anyways, they she does a spell, and they end up in oh my gosh, Nanda Parbat, I think is what it's called. Basically, where the home of League of Assassins is, and of course he's a leader because everyone else is dead, and he's leading the assassins, and he he wants to kill Superman, and Raven stops him because the whole botched idea of the plan, and she passes out. He grabs her, and he tells him because pretty much because her, he's not gonna kill him, even though he wants to. But I find it interesting that during this also you hear some back talk going on, and Etrigan, he's taking all of it in, and whenever he talks bad to Superman, Etrigan, the comic relief he provides in there when he says, "Ooh, I like this guy," when he talks bad to Superman like that, and he wants to show Superman, and Raven what happened, from the failures of this plan that they had, and he talks about how everyone died, pretty much trying to fight off a dark side, trying to fight off the failures they had and the invasion by the parademons and dark side. And you get to cell door pretty much, and he slides the hatch on it. You look in, and it's Nightwing in a straitjacket, and he put him in a Lazarus pit to try and save him, but his mind is gone. And Raven said, "You promised that you wouldn't," and he's like, this is the only brother that I've known, so I had to try something. And it just goes to show how much.
What is that Lazarus pit? Because that's the thing with the eye, right?
No, you didn't see the Lazarus pit in this video. The Lazarus pits are what Ra's al Ghul uses. It's of ethereal origins. There are spots on the earth where it can bring the dead to life or heal people who've been severely wounded. Yeah, but if you're dead, it brings back it brings a version that you've lost a person that used to exist. They're dead. You pretty much bring back a heartless individual with no emotion. That the only thing they're functioning on is what needs to be done next, and they're pretty much a killing machine. But that's what Lazarus pits are. And Damian goes forward to tell Superman part of his problem was he wanted to take over Apokolips with the army, but he had no army because none of them were actually willing to kill. He said he pretty much goes on to explain that an army of killers, an army of people that aren't killers, is pretty much useless, and that's exactly what it was.
That was a bar.
Yeah, it was a very telling moment of one of the many problems that was going wrong with this plan. Aegon, Lawrence, Smooth.
Yeah. I mean, why don't you guys go?
Okay, I'll let Lawrence go first because we always go before Lawrence.
Oh no, I don't mind. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Lawrence. You got it. Go ahead.
Yeah, you start off this one.
Oh, well, no. I mean, all that was solid. No question to it. That one line about an army with no killers is no army at all. I mean, that was that was a symphony. That was a straight up symphony.
They said a lot.
There's no. Speaking as a soldier, there's no greater truth to that. That was solid, and it definitely speaks to what we know about Damian as a whole, especially being raised and trained by the League of Assassins. So it makes perfect sense. If anybody was going to say that in a movie, it would be him. The other thing with Nightwing in the Lazarus Pit, that was a very telling thing too, because Damian spent so much time trying to win the approval of his father, only to come to the realization when they asked him why did he do that to Nightwing, he said he's my brother. And he spent so much time trying to keep that aspect of himself to the side. To hear him admit that out loud about Dick Grayson was kind of cool too. So yeah, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that a lot. But that's pretty much all I got for that scene.
So Nightwing is Batman's son?
No, not biologically, but he's raised him.
Okay, not biologically.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
I was thinking.
Yeah. Dick Grayson was adopted, but no. Dick Grayson was adopted, but Damian is his actual blood son. So
his actual blood. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's always that bridge, like Batman was like the dad, and like he's like Damian Wayne didn't really have a connection with him. And like, Nightwing was like, I'm not Night, yeah, because he was Nightwing at the time. He was like that, that brother. Like, I understand both sides, and like, but Damian still resisted him, but he low key kind of looked up to him, and like he showed that after he lost his mind. And it's kind of sad because that's how it is with most things. So a lot of times you only appreciate people until after like something traumatic happens to them, and then you realize how much they mean to you
after they gone.
Yeah, and
and that's a solid point too, because you got to remember he didn't bring his other relative back. He didn't try, because in one of the fight scenes you saw Batgirl and Batwoman, right?
Right.
Batwoman is his actual cousin. He didn't try to bring her back. He just went straight for Dick. So that's I mean that's telling how much he really
Right.
what.
How you respect
Oh,
him.
because I said Dick. Yeah, okay,
Sorry,
whatever.
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
How much he respected. No, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. How much he respected Grayson, and that's huge. He looked for his father's approval, but he loved Grayson. You know what I mean? And he didn't even try to save his own flesh and blood, Batwoman. So I mean, that says a lot about how he feels about him.
Yeah. And like
Damn.
there was that point when he said an army without killers is like useless. It kind of means a lot because after watching that Deathstroke movie, it shows that, man, if you don't got the intent to kill but you go into war, you really are just useless. And like, and then you need somebody like that a part of your squad, or you just policing just to be policing, you know? You just beating up villains and then locking up to kill more people. You don't want to pull the trigger, you know?
Yeah.
You really don't want to keep people safe. You kind of just wearing a costume.
Yeah, I think that was one thing to keep in mind here, that basically what Damien was trying to allude to is the fact that you have a fake army and trying to go into a war to take a prisoner for someone who is a killer. You have non-killers going up against a killer.
Right.
And that's why they lost.
Right. Like I remember kind of want to cross paths here. I remember watching Dragon Ball Z, and Vegeta was trying to get across to Goku about how it doesn't matter how strong you are, killers will go attack somebody close to you, and they'll hurt them if they can't beat you. Like, you got to be ruthless, or you're just food out here. You're just gonna be like a really strong fool, and that showed what they were. You know, just a whole bunch of powerful, good Samaritans. Because the thing is that Superman, his powers fluctuate because he doesn't want to go all out and break something. Like I'm not gonna say this till I'm wait to the end to get till we get to that fight scene, but it's just like it just showed, like, even in Superman's fight, it's like he's cautious when fighting the most dangerous people in the world. And I think that's Darkseid's ultimate. It's anybody's ultimate advantage with fighting him. And he's never gonna go all out. He's never gonna go for the dirty. Like,
Never going for the kill.
Never. He's never. So basically, he's putting everybody around him at risk. Like, I get that Superman can't do everything, but when it's time for you to go to work and you only go 70% because you're trying to uphold a standard that basically was like created. I mean, like, I guess it was created on the farm in Kansas. You know, like, it's like this pseudo Christianity thing, and it's like you're gonna get a lot of people hurt like this.
Right. That was a good point to bring up. He doesn't know when to actually go in and how to, when there comes a time when he's not used to dealing with actual killers.
You know who reminds me of right now? Like Superman, really?
Who?
A lot like LeBron James, yo.
Wow.
Like, he got all the tangibles in the world. Like, if you think, like, if LeBron had, like, let's say, a father in his life that really taught him, like, how to listen and take constructive criticism and learn basically how great of a player he would be. Mm-hmm. And he would have and then most people with fathers have killer instincts that a lot of us have to develop if we don't have them, or we won't get ate out here or constantly make mistakes. Superman doesn't really have that. He doesn't really. I'm not saying he didn't have a dad, but he never was given with that power. He needs a killer instinct to basically to protect the people that he's around, that he loves, but he doesn't have it. And every villain exploits that, and it kind of shows in life. Like, if you don't have a killer instinct, somebody weaker than you going to exploit you for that, and then you're always going to be wondering, like, why does person do this to me? Like he shouldn't do this because I'm so nice to him, or or I wouldn't do that to him. And it's like, that's not how the world works.
Right. Right. That's a great point. Lawrence Smooth. Oh, damn, I got an echo. What's going on here? Okay. Y'all got anything to add, Lawrence Smooth?
Nah, I mean, already said it, man. That was deep, Aegon.
Yeah, pretty much. And
that was deep, though.
Yeah, actually, I was about to say the same. Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. That was a good catch. That was a solid catch. Because that has always been one of the main.
And you know what?
They all know
what? Go on, Lawrence. Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
No, Lawrence, finish what you said. I was interrupting. Go ahead.
Well, it wasn't anything major. I was just nailing home the point of what Aegon said. That is the main problem Superman has with fighting with everybody. They know they can go all out. He never will. That's a serious disadvantage. But I guess what makes him a hero is working around that. But that's an individual person's interpretation on it. But that's it. That's all I had.
Do y'all know? I don't know. I mean, I don't know what DC is, and maybe I'm just reaching a little bit, but I feel like subliminally it kind of shows a certain weakness, or it's meant to portray, the weakness in every strong alpha dog warrior. Like it's kind of funny how the superhero, the good guy, right, is the one that never has that killer instinct, whether Superman or Batman, it doesn't matter. Like Batman can't kill the Joker. And Superman, he just can't kill anybody. Not, and you know what? And it's funny how at the moment where he decides to actually tap into his killer instinct, the way he was saying, and I will end this once and for all, and all of that shit, right? When he finally does tap into the killer instinct, everybody dies. It's like he caused, he pretty much led them into a burning bush, into a battle they couldn't win. You understand me? And then it kind of like portrays again, like, you see when men get aggressive or when they tap into something like a killer instinct and stuff, they make irrational decisions, and that costs the lives of the people that went into combat with them and stuff. You understand me? So it's that's what I'm getting from the whole. I'm thinking is a whole subliminal thing. You understand me? Because somebody as strong as Superman and shit, in real life, that is just not possible. You're not gonna be an alien with all this superpower, and then you're gonna be a "can I sit here" type of motherfucker. We're humans. You know what I'm saying? Or but anyway, y'all take it.
But what's interesting about that is that everything you just said, there's a reason it was done that way, and you'll realize it as we go through the rest of the film. They had to portray him that way because they had to build up somebody else. And like I said, as we go through, Eisen probably picked it up himself or Aegon, but yeah, there's a reason it was done that way. But in reference to your Superman Batman thing, here's the reason why Batman gets away with a lot of the stuff he does, even though he doesn't kill. See, Superman will fight, and Superman will fight honorably, and he won't kill you. But Batman has no quarrel with crippling you. You understand what I'm saying? So he gets over a lot with just that. The bad guys know for a fact that he ain't gonna kill him. But Batman will break a bone. He will snap your arm. He will snap a leg. There's a certain viciousness to him that even with Superman holding back, he doesn't go to that level. So that's why Batman gets away with a lot more than Superman ever will.
Damn.
Right. That's a great point to bring up.
But still, the fact that they don't want to kill. Like they don't. It's like, no, let's give him a chance. Or no, you're a bad guy. We're gonna lock you away somewhere forever and ever. You can never come out. Might as well kill the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But But that's part of the hero's journey, man. That's just the way they've been written like that forever, for centuries.
That's
It's
true.
supposed to be a
Yeah.
representation of the greater good inside of us than
Right.
being like the bad guy we're fighting. That's all that is.
Right. But there
I have
have
a
been.
question.
Oh, go ahead.
No. You go first. I'll say my question when you're done.
Okay, I was just gonna say there have been other iterations and different encounters where they had with Darkseid. I forgot which one it was, but there was one. Excuse me. There was one when Batman, he had already set up detonations and mines and bombs for the spores that Darkseid had planned that they were going to be able to take over. They were going to take over pretty much the earth, and Darkseid had Batman by the throat, and he was looking at him. He said, I could crush you right now. And he said, but it wouldn't stop the destruction of the spores, would it? And Batman looked at him and said, nope. And he said, well played, Kryptonian. You are willing to sacrifice some of your own, if need be, to stop what I'm going to do. And he was like, if it had been a Kryptonian or the woman, they would have lost. But you get it today. But you go ahead, Lauren.
Yeah, well, because that's one thing. That's one thing people have to understand when it comes to Darkseid. He might respect Superman's powers, but he's afraid of Batman's abilities. Yeah, because Darkseid is afraid of Batman because he knows out of everybody, Batman will take it all the way if he has to.
Yeah.
That's why he doesn't mess with him. But the question I had was during that scene with Nightwing and the thing with the army and stuff like that. Wasn't there a comment about a new Batman had killed the Joker? Or was that later on?
No, that was hold on. I don't know if she said that was later on. It wasn't a new Batman, but it was later on. Yeah, it was later on.
Well, no, they said yeah, okay. So I'll wait till we get to that because I have a question about that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was later on.
So
okay,
cool.
Anything to add before I guess we move forward?
Yes, sir.
I'm good.
Oh yeah, I forgot to bring up. That was another point here. Because we brought up Constantine's nature, and there was a point before he left, and Damian told him, he said, steal anything and I'll kill you.
I'll slice your hands off. I'll slice your hands off.
Yeah, I cut your hands off. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And Etrigan's eating, he just says, ooh, I really like him. So he respects, Etrigan really respects that killer warrior that need to be in there, that's in Damian whenever time comes for it. But yeah, there was another wonderful point there. But yeah, I think what we move forward because they're wondering, they're trying to enlist Damian's help, and they pretty much get it, and now they're looking for ways to kind of figure out how to get to Darkseid, because with Damian we find out that Batman is now working for Darkseid, and so they I know what it was. They go to see Lois, and that's where this is where your part you were talking about is coming up, and so apparently they got the Suicide Squad members. They got this place, and Lois is there, and her and Harley Quinn, they're in the ring. They're pretty much having a little, I guess, an MMA fight. For what we don't know at this point, and they're going at it, and they get there, and everybody's kind of cheering for Harley to go ahead and beat up Lois, and but even Constantine, I think, is cheering for Harley, and you see, of course, Clark, he's gonna try and cheer on Lois. and but so they give it to ultra feminist woman in Lois. She beats not lays out Harley, and she pretty much wins whatever this bet is they have going. And they get to going over particulars about what's going to happen, and Lois is pretty much, she's been getting information from somebody called Sleeper or whatever about what Darkseid's been doing, the plans, his movements, and but before we get there, Raven is weak from using her abilities to transport him everywhere, and Damien wants to find a room for rest, and Harley says, "Oh, is that what we're calling it now?" It's pretty funny, and so she says, "Sure, I'll let Cheetah deal with it. I don't like dealing with the young folks and the kids." So Cheetah sends them to a place where and kind of get their bearings, and everybody else pretty much goes with Lois and Harley to go talk about this Sleeper guy and about trying to find their next move to try and stop Darkseid, to take him out. And they find out all this information about pretty much that he's got some machines that he's 3 machines that he's put on the earth that are pretty much they're feeding the Earth's core and magma into Apokolips to fuel it and to help it go. So the Earth itself is dying, and they Constantine is questioning I think and Damien about their plan to go and attack, and he talks about how it failed last time, and Lois says we've got good information, and Sleeper's been feeding it, and they're all wondering. So Damien and Constantine are wondering, whether this information is even legitimate, whether they can trust it because of what happened last time. And that's when Lois breaks the news to him that, well, it doesn't matter. We're past that point now. We've got like a week or two before, the planet's done. So everything's riding on this. And then that's whenever you find out in walks Lex Luthor, and you find out that Lex Luthor is Sleeper. And of course it goes into how Batman has been working for Darkseid, and how the parademons, he used Superman's DNA to upgrade them and make them more powerful and stronger, and pretty much invulnerable and tougher to deal with. And so they're going through all the particulars and coming up with this plan. This scene is really telling here. They got, of course, the feminist thing with Lois being herself as far as trying to lead and take over everything. Y'all got anything y'all want to add here? Oh, I forgot. This is where Lawrence, where you heard about the Joker when Harley explains to him that the Joker was killed, about this new Batman. It wasn't the new Batman is the Batman that has been taken over and subjugated by Darkseid. That's the new Batman.
Oh, okay. That's okay. That's where my confusion was on that. Now, as far as it goes for what you said about Lois, that goes back to what I was saying. The Smooth. Oh, we lost Smooth.
Yeah.
But it was going back. It was going back to. Yeah. But it goes back to what I was saying to him, that it was coming later when he talked about how Superman was portrayed. I think they diminished him a lot more than usual in order to build Lois up as the leader of the Resistance.
Okay.
That was my take on it.
Okay.
Because you have the greatest intellect in the DC universe, Lex Luthor, but yet Lois is in charge.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Right.
I mean, nothing against Lois. I mean, she's a solid, capable person, but she's running this show like she's Batman, like she got all the answers. Yeah. And she's fighting with Harley in the ring, because if she wins, then Harley and the Suicide Squad have to help her. That was the deal. That was the whole point of the fight. Right. Whoever wins, It works out however it works out. But my thing is that out of all the people that are left and all the heroes or villains, whatever have you made, they made Lois Lane the leader. I mean,
Yes.
Clark is literally standing around doing whatever she says when she says so, and got everybody else doing the same. So yeah, that was off to me. But I think that's why they portrayed his character the way they did the movie, because they didn't want to diminish her.
Well, the thing was, you talked about the diminishment of her. The problem is the simple fact that, well, they killed off other males and then others just disappeared. The thing is that his failed plan, people had no confidence in him whatsoever after that, after his failure. So he could not have a voice whatsoever. So that's why, during this period, it was like that. Aegon. I guess he's not.
I'm here. My bad.
Okay.
I stepped away for a second.
Okay.
What was the scene? Real fast.
Where Lois and Harley are fighting, and we get up to explaining about how they find out that Sleeper is Lex Luthor, but Lois has pretty much been running the show for the Justice League, because I borrowed up that Superman can't do it because of the simple fact that he can't be a leader anymore because of this botched plan that he wanted to alpha through. And him walking around, nobody has no confidence in him anymore. The other capable males who could lead aren't there, and then you got the ones who could probably be a decent halfway leader, as far as like Constantine. All those are gone, and Damian Wayne, he'd probably be the best leader, but he stepped away to go back to Nanda Parbat.
Right.
And then nobody's gonna trust Lex. So it heightened her feminist profile to be the leader.
Right. We didn't get to the okay. So I'm trying to think that part. Okay, I just wait. I just wait when for me to say this, because I don't want to reveal nothing yet. What I say is I now hearing y'all talk about it, I didn't care at first, but then I'm starting to think more. I'm like, the DC universe is a little bit more bigger than this, especially with this new 52. Wow, they really went from Superman to Lois Lane. Mm-hmm. Like, she did have an inside, but it's like she's not a superhero; she's a reporter,
Right.
And it was like, and even not even trying to take the gender part. Like, there's other women that could have stepped in that position, but it just seems like she just had to do it. Like, it doesn't really fit. She was like too much of a bitch. You know what I mean? Like, I guess they just had to add the feminist element to it, because I guess Hawk Girl was already taken out.
Wonder Woman's not there.
No, they never showed her.
Yeah, they did. Wait, hold on.
Was that Hawk? I think it was Hawkman.
I only saw.
Yeah. She was taken out.
They never showed her
taken out.
Yeah, she never showed up at all.
Yeah,
I guess she's taken out
at all. It was always Hawkman. They never showed Hawker.
So I guess she was taken out. And go ahead.
And one thing I didn't fucking like, that's funny, because I didn't care about her being the leader, but I didn't like this. Whenever Superman would say, "I love you," she would say, "I know." And I'm like,
Han Solo.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah, that was Han Solo.
Yeah, I know what that shit means when bitches do that shit, yo. Like, they really mean that shit, yo. Like, they really don't love you. But I mean,
well, see, I was caught in the middle because I was. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I thought you were done.
Go, Lawrence, go. I think it's a little delayed, but go, Lawrence, go.
Yeah, no, there was a delay. That's why I thought you were finished. Go ahead.
I am finished. I'm finished.
Oh, okay. No, I was gonna say the whole thing with I know, just like Eisen said, that's definitely Han Solo, without doubt. But I didn't know how to take it, because on the one hand, I wanted to say it was like what you're going with, Aegon, with the whole feminist thing. But at the same time, in real life, I've seen both men and women do that with each other. So I didn't know if it was supposed to be just a joke between couples, because I've seen couples do that, both male and female. So I was like stuck in the middle on it. I hadn't made a decision yet either way, but I caught that as well. I actually did.
The thing is that I don't like it, but it holds true to her character, so it's good for the story. So I can't be. So only reason I don't like it is a personal thing, but I like it for the story, and it does make me dislike her, which makes a better story. Like I have the ability to like things, to dislike things, but also know it's good for the story. You know, like how you hate a villain, and you be like, "Do I don't like that motherfucker?" And that shows that he's a good villain. It's like that with her, but it's like I like the. That's why I dig Damian Wayne so much, because I like that balance. I like that. When a woman is being a bitch, he's like, he just looks at her and says something like, says 3 words as cold as shit, and then gets away, and it just ruins her day, like shit like that. Like, I hate when the Mary Sue basically the women just say whatever the fuck she want, walking around all confident, suit jackets on and shit like this. I like.
But hasn't even earned the that respect or that type of clout.
And they're strutting and shit, and it's like, what the fuck? It's like, I don't like that, but I don't like it, but I like it when it's I can accept it when it's being challenged.
Okay.
I don't think
I got to be honest. What I was waiting, to be honest, what I was waiting for really had nothing to do with that. I was waiting for her to say "I love you too, Smallville," because I'm used to her calling him Smallville. So that's what I was waiting for, but it never came. Every time, I mean, there was like 2 or 3 scenes, and every time he said "I love you," she would say "I know." She never changed her answer.
I know,
so
right? Yo, y'all noticed that?
So.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie, because I really don't pay attention to that mushy stuff. I didn't notice it. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, she said, "I know. Go save the world."
Yeah, it's like that.
And it wasn't. Yeah, and it wasn't once. Like I said, it happened 2 or 3 times in the whole movie. So that was weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
What was weird to me? Sorry, guys.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Was messed up. I wanted to say, don't y'all notice how much of a Superman was really like, how should I say? He embodied whatever he felt Clark Kent should be when he decided to get a human role, and live as a human.
Right.
Like he was Clark Kent if Clark Kent wasn't Superman, if that makes sense.
Clark Kent?
Because you know how Clark Kent is. He's very, let's just say very beta, right? And Superman was super beta.
Right.
When he didn't have his powers. He was like, "Yeah, you go, honey." And yeah, I'm trying. Like he was such a, I don't know, good husband. God damn.
It was a cut. It felt like, you ain't missed nothing smooth. Yeah,
he was just this family man. I'm working together with my wife, but under her leadership because I don't have any power.
Right.
He was indirectly like he was being led. Go ahead, Lawrence.
Well, yeah, but look at it this way: whether he's Clark Kent or he's Superman, one thing is established: he's blue pill.
Yes.
As fuck, as his suit.
Purple. I'm under the aspect that most men are purple pill.
Nah.
Well, what I mean by purple is they know better, but they choose to be that way anyways.
Yeah. Matter of fact, Superman's purple behaviorish tendencies is part of the reason why he lost his damn planet. Right?
Well, no. He had nothing to do with that. I can't put that one on him.
So I mean, like the Kryptonians, how did they get defeated?
It's terrible writing. It's terrible writing. That's one thing I agree with Zero on. Of how their planet is lost, it's terrible writing. It would be much better writing if pretty much, to me, if Brainiac or something or someone like Darkseid crippled the planet and crippled their technology, versus, you know, just the planet blowing up, a spacefaring race who has the ability to leave like that and everybody dies except for people that are in the Phantom Zone. It's terrible writing.
But I'm saying,
No,
that's what I'm saying, man.
I mean,
them Kryptonians wasn't very smart. It's like they had the chance to leave the planet.
but no, that's what I'm saying. It's terrible writing. It's one thing I think Lawrence would agree on. Lawrence?
As far as it goes for that, yes, I would.
Yeah. I mean, it's always been terrible writing for their demise, no matter what.
I guess so then.
Yeah. So I can't even equate. I can't even equate a blue or purple.
It doesn't.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't matter what time frame or how many times they tweak the story. At the end of the day, it's poor writing. No matter how much you try to fix it, there's no logic to it.
Right.
That's one of those moments when you read a story and you have to suspend your belief in order to accept it. Because if you really sat down and thought it through, you'd realize, again, just like Zero said, it's the dumbest ass writing you've ever seen. It makes no sense.
It is. That's why I can't go ahead.
I said agreed.
Yeah, that's why I can't equate his nature with them. Because everything you see of the nature of the planet, they're a lot more practical and cold when need to be. So that's why it's terrible writing. Because of the simple fact they have to kill them off because these people are going to be freaking warriors. They're going to take over everything if they want to take it over, and nothing's going to stop them. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, and you talking about at least 20, 30 different writers over almost a 90-year time frame trying to fix it, and it still isn't worked. It's just because it's that stupid of a story.
Yes, that's why I said, you know, you pretty much the only way they could do it any justice, you have to write Darkseid or Brainiac coming in and technologically crippling their society because they are far advanced as far as in technology. And then whenever you take them and place them where there's a yellow sun, not only are they technologically advanced, they're physically superior in every way. So, I mean, they could just run shot over an entire system without having to try.
Yeah, pretty much.
You think Dragon Ball Z took their story of Goku from Super?
Nope. Goku is from an old Chinese story called A Journey into the West. Yeah, it's where he grows into a big monkey. The character does. He's not as pure-hearted as Goku, which that's supposed to be kind of be reflected in Goku in his younger years before he fell and hit his head. They did that whole ravine thing. But what they try and have is later on, you know, with him growing up having a filthy mouth in the Japanese version. But yeah, that's where that story comes from. A Journey into the West. You have to. I think I don't know if they had made a movie on it or not. I think they did, but I can't remember. But yeah, that's where the story of Goku comes from.
Yeah, but this is like the weakest I ever seen Superman in, and just because of that, man, it rubbed me the wrong way.
I'm not gonna say it's the complete weakest. I think the weakest I ever seen it was what? Was that Superman 2? Yeah, Superman 2 with Christopher Reeves when he got sick. And yeah, that was probably the weakest, I think.
No, but you saying physically weakest. I'm saying
emotionally too. That whole scene with Lois and everything after that, it was bad. I don't know. I mean, this one he has a little bit more. I get the whole thing with Lois. He's got a little bit more reason to be emotionally weak because of the simple fact he's supposed to be a walking example of a fucking failure.
Yeah.
I mean, Darkseid literally left him with this kryptonite tattoo on his chest, so he could walk around, people could see it, and be pissed off that this mug is still alive every time they see him. So nobody really wants to deal with him like that.
And you have to remember, like I said earlier, Superman represents the pinnacle and leadership of the superhero community. When your
Yeah.
king is done that way, it demoralizes you.
Yeah, he's demoralized, and everybody else is too.
Yeah, but then the queen doesn't pick up the sword and take its place. Supposed to be somebody else. And they put Lois right there.
Yeah, and you got to think they did their best to kill off every male character who should be the leader.
Yeah.
Or if not kill them off, turn them.
Or not have him around, because I'm still mad Orion wasn't in there, or somebody, like Mr. Terrific or something.
I'm gonna tell you, not Mr. Terrific. No, we ain't doing that. The next logical best thing to have.
Mr. Miracle.
Oh, okay.
And it was that one guy in DC who was an alien and he came back during the slave period. You know what I'm talking about?
That's a different universe. Yeah, that's Icon from Milestone. That's a different universe.
Okay.
And the one who would be next to be able to, who you could have, who could leave, they were away, and Darkseid went to go take care of that next, which is John Stewart, who's a Green Lantern.
He couldn't be a leader. He couldn't be a leader. Waxed him.
Exactly. He went to Oa, took care of him. Took care of all the freaking Green Lanterns. So there you go.
He should have. All the Green Lanterns should have been.
And for me, that scene with Oa and the Green Lantern thing, that really creeped me out, because the first thing you see is Guy Gardner laying there dead on the rocks.
That's right.
And then you see John, and then the other lanterns attack. He kills them. Then Kilowog comes out. He snaps Kilowog's neck.
Yep.
And that right there lets you know it was over, because Kilowog is the person who trains every other Green Lantern. So if you took out the dude who trains them, you know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, they died, and just like John Stewart, their rings fell to the ground. That means he took out Mojo. Mojo is a planet that's a living Green Lantern in and of itself. And when a lantern dies, it controls the rings to look for their replacement. But if you notice, the rings didn't go anywhere; they just dropped. That meant he killed an entire planet already before getting there. I mean, if you just think about it in that capacity, he literally killed a planet-sized Green Lantern before coming to Oa and finish everybody else off. That's crazy. That's just crazy. Darkseid is not to be trifled with, man.
Yeah, I did think it showed him.
Planet.
I was about to say, I thought it did show him pretty much destroying where they get their powers from. I thought it did.
Well, that was the lantern, the battery itself.
Okay,
but that's what powers the ring. But what guides the rings to choose somebody to be a Green Lantern is a planet called Mojo. That's a Green Lantern itself. But the name of the Green Lantern planet was Mojo Aegon. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So when I saw that really freaked me out. I mean, just say it. Yeah. I mean, because like I said, in order for him to do what he had did that we saw on screen, that means off screen he had already killed an entire planet. I mean, we're talking about. I mean, Darkseid is nice to be trifled with, man. I mean, exactly. I mean, it freaked me out, but it was totally cool to see. It was totally cool to see too. I enjoyed that part.
Yeah,
and I also enjoyed the fact that John Stewart was the last man standing. I enjoyed that too. Yeah.
Darkseid is definitely not to be trifled with. Thanks for coming in the building, Shing Shang. He's definitely not to be trifled with. He's called and considered one of the new gods for a reason, and his intelligence level is it's off the charts.
Yeah, it is.
How he handles his conquests and how he takes everyone apart before he actually makes his entrance. So it's not enough that he's already powerful. It's pretty much hard to kill him. He's strong. He's got omega beams that you can't dodge. The only one to ever dodge it has been Batman. And he used the parademon to do that. It just goes to show when you have a guy, he's already you can't 10 with him. And then he goes to tip the scales anyways to make his victory even easier walking the park because of his intelligence of just crippling you. It just goes to show how he's a tough customer to deal with. But so I guess go ahead.
Part was crazy on a lot of this stuff was really disheartening, man. Seeing John Stewart on the ground saying the Green Lantern pledge and then getting lava dropped on him. Getting a lot of motherfuckers out of here in this movie.
Yeah.
Well, it had to be. Go ahead, Smooth.
No, actually, if I say this now, I'm going to give away the rest that you still have to comment on. So I'll save it later.
Okay. Well, it had to be to set up towards the end of when they actually get to Apokolips, and it had to be that way to be able to do Darkseid any justice because of, when it comes down to it, his intelligence level is probably at least that almost a Brainiac's. And then he's even more powerful. So to be able to have an enemy that they have to overcome, it has to be disheartening. Him destroying everything, making a plan to get rid of all of this. It has to be this monumental. Wouldn't you agree, Lawrence?
I was going to say, as far as the Green Lantern Corps, the writing was on the wall from the beginning. Because when they showed the first battle, when they all went to Apokolips, remember, when they were retelling the story, it said point blank, Hal was the first one to fall.
That's right.
It said Hal and Barry did their best, but Hal was the first one to fall. So the writing was on the wall for the Green Lanterns from Jump Street. That was like the first 10 minutes of the flick, man. So, because I'm sitting there, I was like, because if they go into Apokolips to do this, why they just bring in Hal? Why didn't you get Jessica, Guy, John, Simon, whatever? Bring a Guardian or two if you had to. But they just brought Hal. Hal died first one on the spot when he kicked off. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, the core is done. The core is done. I knew it was coming. I just didn't expect it the way they did it. But I knew it was coming.
That's right. You're right. I forgot. It had to be that bleak. And it just goes to show his intelligence, though, because he really is. His intelligence is if he's not on par with Brainiac, he's just under. As far as anyways with battle preparations and tactics, he's his ability to pretty much cripple you before he even makes his entrance is second to none. Which is why, taking out Batman was so crucial because he's the only one to be able to rival him in that manner. So that was very crucial there. But I guess moving forward, where do we go to? God, I'm trying to think everything. What next? They okay. So after taking that out, I think next they pretty much go to Apokolips, right? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing.
But yeah. You did because remember while he was killing off the lanterns, that's when Batman came in and told him what was happening, and after he killed him, he went back to Apokolips. So that's where, yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. So that's whenever they.
I mean, unless you want to go.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to ask unless you want to go back and talk about the fights around the towers. but I don't see any significance in it. It was just basic fighting around the towers. That was it.
The only significance, and that was during when they were on their way. The only significant part was how there were two. Batman questioning Luthor, and Luthor being,
right.
"Hey, that ain't my job. Security ain't my job. I got my job. I'm doing it as part of your job." I thought that was very, I thought that was very telling and very crafty how he pointed that out. That was good. And the other part too, that was very telling here is when that whole scene with Constantine and Swamp Thing. When he goes, he astral projects himself there and calls out the Swamp Thing, and Swamp Thing, he's trying to kill him because he hates him too. He hates humans anyways, but him and Constantine, they have something there. And he sees his astral projection, and Swamp Thing pretty much praises him on how wise, how foolish he's not to know to not bring himself there. And because to be honest, as far as other magicians and magic, Swamp Thing is very powerful. He's not to be trifled with either. And he gets his power from all living plant life too. It's connected. And he's talking to him, and he sees they're having this conversation, this little squabble, and he's starting to leave, and he's like, so he's like, you gonna let that thing right there kill all the green life? he's like, so he said, you see the problems that humans are having, but so that's no problem. He's like, but in your foolishness and wanting to see him go, you don't realize that it's going to kill everything, including all the green, including all the plant life here. So to me, that aspect right there kind of, it made me kind of think about the people in the Nigosphere who they don't mind letting certain things happen because they feel that they may profit off of it or for things to go better, but they don't have they don't see in the long run the harm that it's actually doing and how it's going to turn out bad for them as well. I think those two scenes there in that those two parts in that scene there were very important scenes there to notice. Y'all got anything to comment there?
No. I mean, well, for me, like I said, it's solid all the way around. Like I said, like you said, Swamp Thing's not thrilled about humans anyway, and I believe he said that they brought this on themselves; they deserve it or something like that. So, so yeah, that's pretty spot on. Outside of that, like I said, other than just the basic fight scenes that we saw, I know at one of the towers we saw Batwing fly by in that pre Batman Beyond outfit. We saw Batwoman and Batgirl get killed. We saw Batwoman resort to the point that she's using guns. Mm-hmm. We saw Captain Marvel with one leg made out of electricity because he lost it in the first fight. And then when he was the last man standing, he took as many of them as he could with him, said that magic word one last time, and blew himself and everything up. I was like, okay then.
Captain Marvel and Shazam are the same person?
Say again?
Captain Marvel and Shazam are the same person?
Shazam, I think, was the one who gave. I think Shazam is the actual one who gave Marvel the power. Billy Batson.
Correct. Rather. Yeah, Shazam. Yeah, Shazam is the wizard. When Billy Batson says the magic word, it changes him into Captain Marvel. So yeah.
Shazam is the wizard. When he says the word, it turns.
Gave him his powers. Yeah.
Oh, so I thought his name was Shazam. Okay, that's cool to know.
Yeah. Shazam.
Well, they're trying to do that now, but that's not. Yeah, I mean they're trying to do that now, but that's not part of this universe. So.
Gotcha. But yeah, he's the one that gave him his power. But yeah. You got anything else, Agon?
I like that fight. I like that fight scene with basically the Doom side. what are they called?
Parademons?
The Paradoomers.
Paradoom?
Oh, they call them Paradoomers. I thought they called Parademons.
Yeah,
No,
Oh, once they got upgraded with Superman's blood, they're Paradooms.
Yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
They were Paradoom.
Because I know before it was Parademons.
Yeah. They combined Parademons with Doomsday, and they called them Paradooms.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now they're they've been upgraded with Superman's DNA.
Yeah. I like the fact that they was finally getting that work at a big clip, man. Them things was OP.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were.
And like
oh well, don't forget. Don't forget, King Shark is a shark. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. So everyone gets upgrades here to go into this battle with Darkseid. Lex Luthor, he with his ingenuity upgrades everyone with outfits everyone with different weapons. And
Damien the sword.
he got a kryptonite bladed sword, katana. It was pretty cool looking. And of course, all the magic people, they didn't need anything like that, but all the regular humans, they needed whatever they could get. Captain Boomerang, he had his kryptonite edge boomerangs, and Killer King Shark got his kryptonite fangs. He got his kryptonite grill going.
Who is the woman that got shot in the head that was with Damian Wayne at Ra's al Ghul's place?
I would say that's his.
That was.
You saw the S, I think.
I'm sorry. It's Lady Shiva.
That's Lady Shiva. That's who that was.
Yeah, it was Lady Shiva. They called her by name.
Oh, I didn't hear.
They called her by name.
I missed that.
Okay, I never heard of her.
Yeah.
Lady Shiva. You remember the review we did last week in
Yeah, she was in Deathstroke, right?
Yeah, right. That's supposed to be that character.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah. The one that got the one that got the sword through her neck near the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's supposed to be the best martial artist in the universe, so to speak. But yeah, that was Lady Shiva. They called her by name.
You gotta start drawing these Asian girls better, man. What the hell? They be looking white as hell sometimes. I couldn't even tell.
To me, they try to make her look like they either try to make her look like an Amazonian version of his mom. To me,
yeah, that's all. Yeah.
I mean,
they're like Kim Kardashian.
You thought it was Talia.
No, I knew it wasn't Talia. No, I didn't think it was. I knew it wasn't, but I just thought she was just a female that was just like his lieutenant. They carried out.
That was
okay.
Yeah, that was Lady Shiva.
I knew it wasn't Talia because if Talia was around, he wouldn't be running shit. No offense, but I'm gonna call it like it is.
If it was Talia, she'd be looking a lot sexier. So,
But she would have a more commanding presence too. She wouldn't fade into the background.
Yeah, you gotta start making.
Oh hell no! Yeah. You're right about that. That's for sure.
Yeah. I'm looking at these comics. They gotta start making her look more Asian. They tripping. They trying to make her.
They had her looking like a cross. They had her looking like a some love child of Talia and Wonder Woman. I'm gonna be honest. To me,
Kardashian, man.
But yeah,
she got popped in the head something hard. I didn't expect that shit. Like, damn.
Yeah.
Splat. I was like, damn.
But yeah, out of that whole scene there, up until we get to the meat of it, those two were the only telling parts there until we get to Apokolips, where they're trying to make their way to get to Darkseid, and
we forgot a part, yo.
Well, we forget.
Oh, y'all might have said this already, but when Lois Lane said, And that's why I love Damian Wayne. When she was like, I got a lead. I got a lead. She was like, she's like, I got a lead. Somebody's been feeding me information. And Damian Wayne stood up and said, you and Superman deserve each other. Y'all both idiots.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that part. Hey, and look, here's the part that made it so freaking bad. Her lead was more credible than the one he had.
I was like, damn.
His shit from the jump was set up. Oh my god.
But
I tell you this much though.
Go ahead. You there, Lawrence? Well, dang.
I thought Aegon was talking.
No. Man, you got a delay on your end.
Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah, I got a bad one. I don't know why. But what I was gonna say is though, as far as Damien is concerned, from one black bill to another, he make me look like a little bitch. For real, dead ass. He makes me look like a little bitch. That boy is hardcore.
Damien was great about this. Movie. It was very telling and enjoyable for this character. For him to be written with such he was written perfectly. It was awesome. I know Smooth had a question earlier. Now that I think about, we're on this about whenever he thought that Nightwing was his actual brother. Later on, you find out he does end up having two more brothers. Terry McGinnis and Terry McGinnis's little brother, just because of the simple fact they altered Terry's father's DNA with Bruce's. So genetically, he's the test tube love child of Bruce Wayne and her mom. He does eventually have two, half siblings later, half brothers later on. So
okay.
I fucks with Terry.
Terry was a good character too. Yes, he was.
That was a great series.
Yeah. They Damien they made later after that. I think I'm correct. Did they do that in the comics or?
Yeah, I thought
they did it too.
I think that I was reading. I was listening to Comic Story, and he was talking about how Damien went into the future and picked up the mantle of Batman Beyond after Terry died in there.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
What you got to say, Lawrence?
Yeah, Lawrence. Fact checks.
What?
Pocket checks. Let's go.
No. I don't watch him, and it wasn't Damien who went to the future. It was Tim.
Tim?
Who
Okay.
became and took over Terry's position.
Got you.
Yeah, it was Tim Drake. It wasn't Damien. Comics historian, man. I wouldn't.
Let's go.
I've been watching. No. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. The guy's been around for a good minute, a couple of years. But man, he's no man.
His information isn't all the way there.
I'd find somebody else. It's not all the way there. And on top of that, I would be his partner to Jefferson at Comics Explained. Most of the time he's good, but he gets a lot of stuff. Yeah, he gets a lot of stuff. He gets a lot of stuff off, man.
I be thinking that stuff too.
I
be thinking that.
Well, my thing is, if you're gonna sit there and make it a half an hour video, man, do your research before you start it. That's all I'm saying.
You would think they did with
it ain't like it's hard. Just pick up
They're very convincing with the panels and their voices and stuff. Like, yeah, they're very convincing. You know.
Hey, y'all take over for a minute. I'll be right back.
Yeah, but okay, all right. Yeah, like I said, they can sound convincing in the whole 9 yards, but like I said, man, when they start doing historical stuff or trying to figure out what's what, like I said, they're not wrong all the time, but there's little nuances here and there that they get totally wrong that'll throw somebody off completely. In my personal opinion, I think comic historian is wrong 25, 30% of the time. I think Jefferson at Comics Explained, he's usually off about 10, 15% of the time. It's just little pieces here and there. And if you don't get it right, you're going to throw a lot of people off when they sit down trying to have a conversation.
That's not
Especially
a bad
somebody sitting down trying to have a conversation with me, because I'm gonna. No, it's not. But it's just that what they miss is a major piece. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? It's a major piece to the mythos or the story or the concept. So you'll walk in like for instance, I've seen one of them, like, he tell a Green Lantern story, and they'll start talking about how Hal Jordan did this, yada yada yada. But the story they telling wasn't Hal Jordan, it was Alan Scott. You see what I'm saying? I mean, and so when people sit down and talk to me, I'm looking at them like, no, dude, that's wrong. Then they want to argue with me about it, and then I got to pull out the book. You know what I'm saying? So, it's like anything else: trust but verify.
Right. That's why.
Same thing. Yeah, I mean, yeah, same thing applies. Same thing applies to me with you guys and anybody else in the chat. Okay, I can say whatever I want, but go double check me. That's what you're supposed to do. I don't have a problem with that.
Right. Well, I think the thing is, hey, you've got the third largest what is it, digital catalog. Ain't no way.
No. That may be true, but it doesn't mean I can commit everything to memory. I can be wrong sometimes.
I got you there. What I was gonna say is also in the standpoint of the fact of what am I looking for? Resource and research material. In that aspect of it too, you would have us beat. Now, as far as being
So I mean, because I mean, if there's ever a question, email me or ask me, I'll open the thing up. I mean, I'm always connected to it while I'm sitting here talking anyway. But that's not the point. The point is I just wanted to answer that real quick, because we're here for a movie review, not comics. So
yeah. My bad. Go ahead. Anyway, so I guess getting to what they're making their way to Dark Side on Apokolips, and they run into Hawkman, Wonder Woman, Mira, Martian Manhunter, and Starfire, I believe, right? Who've all been altered by apocalyptic technology.
It was Starfire. Yeah,
that's what I thought. And that was Constantine, Raven, Damien, and Kal-El, and they have to make their way. So they get stopped by them. Oh, and Etrigan as well. I forgot about that.
It was weird how the ghost dude from the other Dark movie was in this movie either.
Who?
The ghost dude, Phantasm, I think that's his name. Was it?
Oh, you talking about the Spectre, maybe?
You're talking about.
He's like a trapeze artist.
Well, there's two of them. Are you talking about?
He's a trapeze artist.
Yeah, okay. You're talking about Boston Brand. Yeah, that's Dead Man. That's Dead Man. Boston Brand.
Yeah. Okay.
He was in the first Justice League Dark movie.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've got a question when we get later, because it's something I'm trying to remember now that I think about it. But anyways, so we got this whole fight scene. It goes on here. They've been they've been altered physically by apocalyptic technology, and they've also got what's the word I'm looking for? They've been they've been melded to whatever our minds have been melded to whatever Dark Side has wanted in this technology, and they've pretty much their drones to do his bidding. And it's very interesting to see how how even though they've been altered in this way and had body parts ripped off and things like that they're still very, very formidable and dangerous during this whole fight scene here. Y'all got anything to add? Y'all want to go? I'm gonna let y'all do some. Shine.
I dug those. I dug Darkseid using them as villains because it was kind of like it played on your heartstrings.
Yeah.
At the same time, I always like seeing Darkseid with his original servants for some reason.
I got you.
I always like to see that, but it was cool seeing him use the old Justice League against themselves. Like that was pretty heart wrenching, you know. Like that's how messed up. I'll pass it on until we get to the next part.
Lawrence.
It was good. I mean, they weren't altered; they were fucked up.
Oh yeah.
But the only problem I had with the fight scene, I enjoyed the fight scene, and I know why they put it in there. But it was strange because Constantine had already got Diana to remember who she was with her lasso. So why she didn't just use the lasso on everybody else?
That was weird.
I don't know. But I'm assuming they did that just because they just wanted to give us a fight scene. So that would be my assumption.
And they wanted to probably split the group up also. They all didn't want them all facing dark.
This is my thing on it. I think because that lasso is personal to her. So it takes something to evoke an emotional reaction to override that programming. What's going on, Ice? Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, but it's the lasso of truth, right? You think Constantine would on them also?
But he infused magic with it.
I'm saying he should do it. I'm saying that he should do it to everybody else.
I get what you're saying.
The lasso is magic in and of itself. It's made from the Earth Mother Gaia. It's supposed to work on anybody to make them realize the truth. But she does have a more personal attachment personally than it would be if it was used on somebody else.
Exactly. He combined his own magic with the magic of it and his personal attachment to it to override the programming that was in her. She wouldn't be able to do that.
That's correct. Yeah,
she wouldn't be able to do that.
But it's the last. It's the last.
But see, the thing is that what Eisen is saying is actually true because they proved it by just watching the scene. Because think about it, he had to take the lasso and use his magic. She was already carrying the lasso, so if it had worked, it would have worked before he got there. Remember, he took it off her hip, so she always had it. So that shows you right there that whatever Darkseid did, he separated that connection she had with it. That's why Constantine had to use his magic to work with the lasso's magic to make her remember.
I agree.
Okay. So with that being said, what Eisen is saying is absolutely true. That's exactly how it worked.
It took a strong emotional connection to be able for somebody to break the programming that Darkseid did. Or you just had to override and shut down the technology that was doing it, which they ended up doing.
Right.
Got it now, Aegon?
I tell you what, though.
Oh yeah, and yeah, that scene with her and Etrigan, that was a good battle scene. I hated seeing Etrigan go like that because Etrigan, he and Damien had they were two of my favorite characters in this particular movie, to be honest. And Constantine too.
He could have did more damage than just. It's like he just lived just to die, man.
Yeah, they did make his character that way in this movie.
He absolutely was. Because remember when she finally got him, I mean, he smiled. He had a smile on his face, and for the first time in years, at his last breath, he did a rhyme. Because remember, he has stopped rhyming when he lost his human counterpart. But when he died, he said that rhyme, and he fell back with a smile on his face. Man, he had a good ass time. Did.
That's right.
He did.
You're right. There was a very good scene there. To see, you know, how this whole how the first battle that they tried to take over pretty much to beat Apokolips, to not only destroy Apokolips but to actually beat Darkseid, how that failure, how negatively it affected everyone. Just their psyche and their emotional aspect. It had a definite negative impact on everyone. Very bad. So it was very telling. But
Yeah.
so when we get to the we're going to the next scene and they get deep into Apocalypse to pretty much, I guess you'd say, the throne room. And you have you see Bruce in there in the Mobius chair, and of course Darkseid his comeback from destroying everybody on Oa. And it's very interesting because this is the question I wanted to ask Lawrence. I'm trying to remember. It was somebody who had the Mobius chair before. Who used to have the Mobius chair that Batman was in?
That was one of the new gods. That was Metron.
Exactly. So that goes to show
It was Metron.
Okay, that's right. So that goes to show your theory being correct of he's already taken out the new gods.
Well, considering what we saw with Wonder Woman, Mera, and the rest of them, he called them Furies. His Furies were always female, and they weren't there. So my assumption is he killed off every god except himself, and then replaced them with the heroes.
Got you. So yeah, there was. So I guess a lot of his commanders probably got killed in that attack to take over, to get the new gods out of the way. That way he could, stop his biggest, who he felt was be his biggest threat, which is Superman, and go from there. And it was very telling of how he told about how he pretty much broke Batman's spirit, but he left him. He made him comply to a certain point, but he left his ingenuity. He left certain aspects of him because of the simple fact that Batman's battle tactics and if there was anybody he felt that could rival him as far as intelligence and battle planning and tactics, it's Batman. So he wanted to leave that aspect of him. So he didn't want to completely override him. He just made him more subservient. And I thought that whole thing was very telling there. With these scenes here, y'all got anything to add before we get into the bigger battle of everything?
I'm straight.
Yeah, I'm good.
Smooth, it's good to have you back in here.
Damn.
You there? Oh yeah, he's there. Okay, well, he's in. I muted himself again. Okay, well, I guess moving forward, they have this scene there with Damian coming in and Darkseid, pretty much telling him the boy still lives and saying he tells him, to hey, fix this. you got to kill him. And that's whenever he says okay, he pretty much says to him,
can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, yeah. My bad. Yeah, someone's wrong with my mic.
Got you. You good. So he tells him, I've taken it easy on you all these other times. This time I won't be holding back. And he orders the Mobius chair to attack everybody while he takes on Damian. And this fight scene here was it's rough because Damian tells he's I beat you before, and he's pretty much like, well, I'll let you win. I was like, oh God. So this right here is a very telling scene, and it's very impactful. How he handles him pretty quickly, honestly, and then with his programming from Darkseid, he's pretty ruthless here with him at first, and he's beating him, and then he's beating him for fun. There, it seems like, for a minute, and he takes Damian's sword. And he stabs him through the leg first, and you'll see Clark yelling, "No, Bruce!" And he stabs him through the leg, and to immobilize him. And he kind of takes a sword to lift Damian's chin, and he looks at him, and you see the hesitation because of the simple fact, like I was trying to point out earlier, it takes a strong emotional bond or connection to be able to override this programming. and you see that this is what's coming here. That it's gonna take a lot for him to try and kill him, and it reverts back to him to the memory of the night his parents died, and being that little boy there with that gun on him, and Darkseid ordered him to kill him, and that thinking back on it, how it impacts Bruce and it helps him to override this programming. And he takes the kryptonite katana and he throws it at Darkseid, pretty much like, fuck off. I forgot exactly what he said to him, and it hits him in the eye, it damages his eye. But so out of this act of defiance, Darkseid, hey, so Omega Beam's coming, and Damian to dive in front of these beings and take this hit for his dad because he knows it. Batman is the only chance that we have at being able to stop this motherfucker, and he, to take that sacrifice is pretty telling, and it was very impactful here. You guys,
yeah, Damon got crispy on him.
Oh man,
yeah. That fight between Damian and Bruce really reminded me of Bruce and Jason Todd when he's under the Red Hood. He's probably like, okay, I'm gonna fight you for real. And he was going for just quick strikes. He wasn't going to play around with him, let him take this out. Even though he tied him up with the fucking with the batarang, not the batarang. It was with the
God, the back grapple.
Tied him up with the back grapple. Put the fucking the electric brass knuckles on. Start going to work on him. He's beating him the fuck up.
Yeah, he wanted to demoralize him. He didn't just want to beat him. He didn't just want to beat him. He wanted to beat that. He wanted to beat him until he wanted him to kill him. Yeah, so it was wow. It was very telling.
The funny thing about that, I always thought that Batman was the plant for Lois. You know what I mean?
The what?
The plant. Remember Lois said she had somebody feeding her intel?
Oh, okay.
I always thought it was Batman. I didn't think it was Lex. I thought it was Batman.
Nope.
Yeah, and it was him. I mean, it was just Lex.
Smooth, Lawrence.
That fight scene with Bruce beat the shit out of Damian. That's I mean that's in the nutshell. Yeah. It was definitely interesting to see, and like I said, when he threw that sword away and caught him dead in the eye, I'm like, yeah, Bruce is back, and one shot, one kill. You know what I'm saying? But right. And then when Damian sacrificed himself, that was and they made it a good point too, because they did something they never did before, and they showed a tear run down Bruce's face.
Yes, yes, there's another point.
So
yes.
that was interesting, because Batman don't cry, but he shed a tear at that. So that was that was a solid scene, man.
Yeah, because
I mean, from here on out, everything to the end is just solid. It's just solid across the board, man.
Yeah. I would say that was pretty telling scene there, because the only time you would probably only other time you'd expect him to have a tear would probably be privacy of his own home behind Alfred's death, maybe. With him being, that would be his father. Being Alfred raised him, after that.
Yeah.
And then this time here, with this being his actual flesh and blood, this is it's very telling there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aegon, anything else, or we got to do it again?
This movie was gut wrenching like shit with how vicious fucking Darkseid was, man.
Yeah. The darker movies to me are always better because of that. It's just me. It's just the way I feel.
Yeah, man. Great movie, yo. I can't lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, great movie. What happened with them in the Mobius chair? How'd they beat that?
Oh gosh, I'm trying to remember. What do
you mean?
It was like Mobius chair attacked them. They start getting attacked, and then it seemed to just. I mean, I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember too. What happened? Was it?
It attacked. It attacked and then it just vanished. Did he get destroyed in the next scene when what's his face came? I don't want to say it until we get to it.
I don't remember. That's the thing. It's kind of like for me, like Aegon. I don't know if Cyborg was able to do something, or if it was because Raven or Superman, or no, because that armor got the dark side got rid of that armor off him pretty quick. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, that was pretty rough.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say you guys go ahead. I'm gonna try and pull it up and take a quick look.
Okay. But yeah, that was that scene was telling there. But yeah, well, I think we also get in that scene where it's pretty telling this armor that that Lex had made for Superman. And during this fight, he gets the dark side, and dark side, handles him easily. He uses Omega beams to shoot to just go through, pretty much destroy his that armor that Lex has made for him. And it's very telling and interesting here. So now he's weakened again.
He ripped that shit off like clothes.
Yeah. Shit like paper. And he next, you have during this fight, you have Raven. She's having problems because her father. Gosh, I'm trying to think of what his name is called. Is it Asteroth? No, that's the name. But
Trigon. It's Trigon.
Trigon. That's it.
It's Trigon.
That's right. Asteroth is where she was raised away from Trigon to control her powers. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Her father, Trigon,
yeah,
is trying to take over, and she ain't no trying. He immediately starts taking over because she snaps whenever she sees Damien die.
Damn. Damn.
Oh, he looking at.
I'm looking at it again.
Yeah.
But no. We forgot a part.
Yeah, it's a part.
We forgot a part with.
There's a part I know
with Bruce and Damien fighting.
What was it?
No. I'm talking about going back to the fight. Remember when they were fighting? Bruce was whipping the shit out of him, right?
Right.
And then he took the sword and stabbed him in the leg. There was a piece in between that when Bruce wrapped him in cable and then pulled out electric knuckles and started whooping his ass.
Yeah, no, we brought that up.
Oh, you did? Okay, I missed that. My bad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just saw it again. I was like, damn, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, Aegon brought it how he was tied up, and he went to him with them electric knuckles. I said, yeah, it was pretty much there just to demoralize. To demoralize.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I missed that. I'm sorry, my bad.
Yeah, it's fine. But there is another part I missed because I think we missed. Oh no, I haven't got to it yet. That's what it is. I haven't got to it yet. Okay, but during this period, you see, this is where you see, Raven's losing her, her battle here with holding her father Trigon back. And she calls it Constantine, and he's getting ready for the spell. She is going to release him. He casts a spell that summons his blade to kind of remove the gem that he's in off of her head, off her forehead, and casts a spell to pretty much set him free. It's interesting because they set him free, and he's trying to he wants to bind him to him. But you know, Trigon is like, no, I ain't trying. Why would I do that? When I see I can override the Kryptonian body here and make it my own. So he's like, I got another plan. So he goes into his essence goes into Kal-El, Clark, and you see his power pretty much erodes away. It gets rid of the kryptonite, liquid kryptonite that's been poisoning his body. The kryptonite green S that's been tattooed on his chest. It it turns fiery red, and he's got this fiery cloak, and now he's looking like Trigon. He got a beard and everything, and the horns and 4 eyes, and so he goes after Darkseid. He wants to see how this so-called new god, how much of a god he is. So the fight ensues, and oh man, they're throwing haymakers. Hey, wait, was it? Oh no, I forgot. During this point, after that, before that, what was it? Before or after when Darkseid starts taking them out? I'm trying to remember.
After which part? After which part?
When he kills Constantine, because that's the part I wanted. That's the part I wanted to touch on too. Ah, I have to look.
After he, okay, so I'm looking at it now. Constantine's dead. What are we looking for?
Okay. So he killed Constantine after Trigon. Yeah, anyways, I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to get it right. Trigon Trigon is still possessing Clark, right?
Yeah, Constantine died before that, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. No, it was Trigon that killed him, wasn't it?
Yes. Trigon killed him because like I got a better idea.
No, because John. Yeah. That's exactly what happened. Because John had offered himself. And
that's right.
And then John offered himself. Then Trigon said, "I got a better idea." Killed him, and then took Clark.
That's right. And then he approaches him to try and fend it off, and that's right. Trigon immediately takes him out. That's right. He kills him, snaps his neck. And the battle with Trigon and Darkseid happens. And during this, you see, John, and he's on the other side while this is going on. And Batman, he's still mourning, having to kill his son. And while John is oh no, I forgot the Batman, he snaps out of it while during the midst of Trigon and Darkseid's battle, he sees a piece of the armor where Lois is trying to get a hold to Clark. Batman grabs the glove and said he's busy right now. And she's like, well, I need to tell him something because I ain't got long. And it's pretty funny because we talked about earlier how with 2 instances where he tells her that he loves her, and Batman takes the gauntlet over to a cyborg for him to activate Clark's suit so he can get this message from Lois. And Trigon is handling Darkseid pretty good at this point. And it just goes to show how powerful he is as well. And it's pretty interesting. He brings up the feed to be able to show him, and the Paradooms infused with Superman's blood and DNA. They're getting through the barrier that they kind of tried to have themselves in. They've gotten through there, and they're losing, and it shows that there's a countdown going for a bomb to blow up Lex's tower. And this is the one time where she actually tells him she loves him. I thought that was pretty interesting here. Here at the end, she gonna tell him now. It's pretty funny. And also you have during this moment where John is on the other side with he's making his transition, and he sees Zatanna, and she tells him pretty much that he didn't actually run. He didn't bail out on the team. She cast a spell on him for him to get him out of there because
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah, that was rough because the simple fact of when I brought up earlier, there was no plan. So she had to come up with one on a fly for Constantine.
Dickhead, yo.
Yeah. Yeah, so she
No, remember she didn't do it on the fly. She said Batman told her to do it.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Batman told her to do it. That's right. So the thing was
because after he came back. I'm sorry.
I think that's right. I think the thing was that it was pretty interesting because I guess that showed how much belief that he had in Constantine's ability to pretty much survive, and his out of the box thinking and his abilities as a wizard or whatever you want to say, as a practice practitioner of the magic dark arts, as well as his ingenuity and how'd you want just his resourcefulness. It just goes to show that for there to not be an actual plan in a way, because Constantine knew nothing of it, and he pretty much had to wing it. So there really was no plan when you really think about it.
Superman was on. He was on.
Yeah,
I guess the thing I get from this is don't rush into anything, and don't forget who you are, because it goes back to what Damian Wayne said. You can't go to war with people that's not killers.
Yeah, you don't have an army. You can't have an army of people that aren't killers. You can't do it.
Right, and
it's not an army.
Yeah,
and you can tell he didn't take any advice, and he didn't take any advisory from people that he would respect the opinion of. He just did what he was struck with fear, and he made a plan. I mean, he basically made a shallow plan and got everybody killed.
We got the game our way through this shit.
Yeah, basically.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, we just going to do it. Like hold on, we're going against Darkseid. Like we were going to get there. We're going to fight him. Huh? What?
Yeah, this ain't up for debate. We're gonna alpha our way through it, and this is how it's gonna get done. We don't need no real plan. We got this right. We got this a little bit right here, and it's gonna be good enough.
But I don't blame Superman. I blame Batman for letting him do it, and not casting dissension on his plan. Superman is the leader, but if Batman would have said something,
I think this is the point where it goes to show that it was not going to get through. When Lex says something and Constantine says something, and you already said Damian had said something, you already see later on Damian had said something, even though it didn't show it in that moment.
They're not Batman though.
No. When that motherfucker punched that monitor, Batman knew right then. I can't do nothing but go along for the ride and try and make up a plan B on the fly.
Batman never does that though. That's why he stays outside.
I know, but this time it was different.
See, and here's what's funny about that, because in that beginning scene, you knew something was off. Like I said, the way Clark was acting and the way Diana and Bruce was backing him up, but you had Constantine who said something. You had Aquaman who made a face at him like he was crazy. You had Flash make a comment about it. You had Lex Luthor make a comment about it. And they blew all of them off.
Oh, yeah.
They blew all of them off. So I'm like, okay. And I'm asking myself, the same way Bruce had Zatanna put that spell on Constantine, did he have her put a spell on the whole group to set this off from Jump Street? You know what I'm saying? So
nope.
I don't know. It was crazy.
But yeah, that was I think that was the thing. He saw whenever Lex Cold went aggressive on him. He's like, man, you done lost your mind. What's wrong with you? This plan dumb. He pretty much said to him, "This is the dumbest shit I ever heard of."
Isn't it
basically the equivalent?
Ain't that normally Batman's character though that does that? So I was like, kind of like Batman normally is the contrary to the Justice League. He wasn't.
No, normally he is, but I think this is one in the universe where they've dealt with Darkseid before, and it's one of those where it's like, damn, yeah, we do got to get this motherfucker. And the other thing too to point out is how Lawrence, what Lawrence has said is, pretty what he was the theory he came up with is actually true, and him taking out New Genesis. If he's taken out New Genesis, there is no doubt that he's coming here next, because the only threat he's got now is Superman.
True.
The next threat. I mean, the one he figures is a threat, and which it's been his plan all along to come get him, which is why he already had infiltrated and hacked Cyborg without him even knowing it, and him being the compromised individual. And yes, on specialist. That's why I said, when you said, why does this sound like the Manosphere? The first thing I said was, the whole thing. The first 10 minutes of that movie reminded me of the Niggosphere. I don't call it the Manosphere. I call it the Niggosphere. I mean, I call it like I see it. I'm like a referee. That's all I can do. And, it rang true. But I think that was very telling there to kind of have a little refreshing moment for Constantine to know that he did not bail out on Zatanna and everyone else, but she cast a spell to get him out of there that way, because the shit it had gone way worse than what they could have predicted. And that's why I said, there was no plan, because nobody knew. The Darkseid knew their whole plan the whole time and had already made preparations to pretty much handle him, and that was very interesting.
Agreed. Twisting.
I guess you got anything more to add here, Lawrence, before we get on to the next few parts of the battle here, the meat of it, before we come to the conclusion?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right. So while that is going, the whole Constantine, your life thing, what happened is going on with him and Zatanna. You have also Raven, who goes to see who goes over to Damien, who is dying. Man, Damien, boy, he all messed up.
Crispy mode, yo.
Hey, it had him with that big old oh god, asymmetrical noggin after getting burned up like it. It made him look all special and funny looking, like one oh man, it was terrible. But he was looking bad at this point, and Raven, uses her powers to pretty much he dies there.
Oh, we missed a part.
What did we miss? Go ahead.
What Damien said to Bruce.
That's right. Go ahead, Aegon, take it over.
He's like, basically saying he was always a great father. You
That's right.
Show me the way, and remember after I die, justice over vengeance.
That's right. That's where we see the tears, boy. A tear.
Right. He don't never talk like that, yo.
That's right. Yeah. And that was pretty telling there. And we did have that scene where Bruce is just kind of holding him there with that sad look, boy. Golly, that was very that was another one. There was a gut wrenching moment there. And and then Raven going over and using her power there to save him. And she uses her abilities and brings him back from life. And she's instead of having her usual black get up, it's all white now, and she's not looking as sickly and like she's dying it was before, with Trigon being out and her being more in control of her powers now because of not having to fight him off. And still all the while this is going on, Trigon and Darkseid are going at it. Constantine so Zatanna sends Constantine back. Thought he was dead. Nope. He comes back. And he comes with the idea they're wondering. I know what it was. I forgot during all this when Batman is showing this message with that Lois want to leave to Clark. You know, well, she tells him she loves him, and well, blows up and everybody dies, including Lex. And that whole scene right there, it was going back to what I was trying to tell you earlier, Aegon, about how it just takes this strong emotional connection. Well, this time it wasn't even with Darkseid's programming, but it took that to be able for him to, get control of his body again to get Trigon out. And he's able to forcibly get Trigon out and seeing Lois die. And you see now they give him he's got his iconic red, blue, and yellow on with the cape. He's back to his old self to face Darkseid. And he goes at him like nothing. It's the first time where you see he's angry now. And this is the one time where you see where he's actually ready, willing to kill Darkseid. And he goes in, he starts beating on the Darkseid, of course, much more polished and much more tactical fighter. He gives it's different when he was fighting Trigon. So he's got more openings now here against Superman. And they're fighting. And it was interesting how at this one point, when Darkseid is about to use these Omega beams, and Superman goes full Ric Flair on him, he puts both thumbs in the eyes to grab him by the skull and slam him. I was like, oh, snap.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to say earlier is that Superman wouldn't have done that if Lois didn't die.
Yes.
And if it takes for her to die for him to get that grimy, he's not ready to go to war.
Yeah. Not against anybody like that, I thought, but that was very telling there with this fight there. Lawrence, you got anything to add here too?
No, but I'm saying Superman won't do that shit against nobody.
Yes.
You gotta I think what comes to mind is Desert Storm and how that was handled. Like basically Colin Powell went hard from the jump. Like no, like we're not playing this game. We're basically going back and forth. Like boots on ground everywhere, and you're gonna have to you gonna be on defense soon as we come. Like it's not gonna be a tennis match. Shit like that. Like that's the way Superman should roll, but he like giving people a chance.
Yeah, he does give people chances.
And I agree on some real. I'm not saying that I said it's like this. He is that way because that's his character. I'm just going against it because it's the smart thing. It's the smart thing, but that's who he is. Can't be like change who he is because that changed the whole dynamic of the storylines. So yeah,
true, but it does speak to that fault in the character. Lawrence,
let in Lawrence frying chicken or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. I got a serious delay. I don't know why. But from what I was seeing, okay. The funny part to me is when he had knocked Superman had knocked Darkseid back into the throne room, had him on the floor up against the wall and just beating his face in every other word. You took everything from me. And then he blasted him. Darkseid blasted Superman in the face, and then that's when Superman grabbed him by the eyeballs and started flipping him. And it was funny because when he was flipping him back and forth, all I could see was the first Avengers movie when the Hulk was doing that to Loki, and he just kept slamming him side to side. And I was like, "Damn, bro, for real." I mean, and mind you, he's doing it by holding him by the eyeballs, nothing else. Just his thumbs in his eye socket.
He put them thumbs off in that eye socket and grabbed him by the skull and just started slinging him like a rag doll.
I mean, I'm looking at it like, okay, I'm like, did they just copy the Hulk? I'm like, what the hell?
Hey, the first thing I thought of when I saw it I was like, man, he went Ric Flair on him with the thumb to the eye.
Basically.
But man, just side to side, man, like he was doing a personal workout. It was just crazy.
Yeah, and then when you seen the blood run out of Darkseid's down his face because he stuck the fingers up in his eye socket, and they yelled. I was like, yeah, it was one moment where it was like, dang, I was like, man, Superman went hard. What's good, Ice?
It's good, Ice Man.
But yeah, it was very telling. Yeah, it was very telling. Uh, Smooth. Glad to have you
Yeah.
back, man.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, man.
oh, Smooth eating.
Today.
we know who a fried chicken now. He going. But
Huh?
he said Lawrence was frying chicken earlier. We know we said now we know who was frying chicken. You.
Huh?
But
I'm
yeah.
grilling it.
Oh, he grilling the chicken. Okay.
Mhm.
Gotcha. But yeah, no, it was
That's the only way.
I ain't gonna say it's the only way, but it's a damn good way.
Well, I
But
don't eat
yeah.
fried food, so
Yeah.
I don't eat fried food. That's why I said
Yeah,
that.
I knew you didn't. But yeah, that was well, not deep fried anyway. It's probably just a little regular pan fry. But yeah,
No,
that
no,
was
no. No, I don't do any of it.
oh, you don't even fry that in olive oil?
No, sir. Mm-mm.
Huh. Dang.
Yeah, you gangster.
Yeah, nah, because I'm gonna lie. I'm gonna tell you now, I use the olive oil and fry me some. Forget that.
The olive oil fire.
Yeah. But
No, I mean I use
Olive
olive
oil is
oil,
fire.
but not for frying. But anyway, we're on a
Bro.
totally. I'm sorry.
yeah.
We're on a totally different subject. I'm sorry.
We done.
I'm sorry.
Aegon, I'm
Totally
blaming
different
Aegon for moving the conversation goalpost to the moon now. We done put on the moon boots, but now but yeah, that yeah, that thanks. Greetings to you, checking for you. But yeah, this whole that whole scene, yeah, that was the only time where he went killer, and then you begin to see where he's where Darkseid started. It tells him at one point, he's like, if that's what you're gonna need more than that to be able to fight me. Something just get a little tough because your woman done died. It take more than that for me. And you see Raven and Constantine talk. Well, it cuts away to a scene where everybody's talking. They're talking to Victor, Cyborg, about getting out of there, and it was saying something about getting Superman. He's like, nope. He was like, I gotta have somebody to distract him so I can actually do this. And Constantine's like, hold on, let me think. And he looks and sees where oh, that's right, because I forgot we did leave out a part. Whenever Superman was able to shrug off and take back over his body and pretty much exercise Trigon out on his own, Darkseid used his abilities to kind of encase him into this orb, Trigon's essence off into this orb, and it was still there. And Constantine sees the orb, and then of course, oh gosh, Raven says, "You're not thinking what I'm thinking." He was like, "Yep," and she was like, "Well, yeah, it could work." So they pretty much make him corporeal, and they use their power to do it. And while Darkseid is getting the upper hand on Superman there for a minute, and you see Trigon come in, he's like, unless you want the right for who's gonna destroy him, I suggest you get out of the way. I thought that was a pretty telling scene there, and because it just goes to show too how much Trigon is not to be trifled with either. Y'all got anything to add here before we get to the end of the movie here?
The fight with Trigon and what's dude's name again?
Darkseid.
Apokolips. Darkseid. Yeah. It kind of subliminally hints to a fight between old and new gods and shit like that. Because remember, Trigon is like, you're one of the new gods or whatever.
Yeah, he
or
does
mutant gods. And he says, I'm not impressed. You know what I'm saying? Because he is like a demon or whatever. So it's like this old versus new thing, like, because it's like at the end of the day, they somehow had to resort to some form of magic to at least keep Darkseid distracted,
Mm.
right?
Well,
Because demon and all that stuff, that's like folklore shit, right?
well, not only that, too. Not only is he powerful magically, but Trigon has a killer instinct that Superman doesn't have. So it's going to take that whole. He's got to be focused now for survival. So it's different.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I take away from this too is this whole scene between them. What it makes me think about is, damn, I got to go with Zero here too. How he talks about how the rainbow community has co-opted feminism, and essentially, pretty much the only way to even beat it is to let them go be at each other's throats. That's what it made me think of whenever I saw that fight scene with them. Is that the only way? Now it's come down to this war of attrition between the rainbow people and women, because the rainbow people now, they can use these laws that women created to their advantage to pretty much, turn against them on how, you got men that can, on paper, as Zero said, change their gender to be able to use the laws that women created against women to where they can't, to where they can't use them against them, because if they were to, it would be viewed as a hate crime or hate speech. That's what this right here, that moment made me think of. I give it over to y'all. Let y'all.
It seems like sometimes you really can't win that fight. You gotta let it play out, and that seems like what they should have did from the beginning. I mean, it was basically, well, not let a fight play out, but basically let something else develop on how to attack somebody such as so strong as Darkseid, and basically just rush into just going to rumble him. And he knew what the fuck they was doing. So even if he didn't know what they were doing and they came in with that dumbass plan, they still probably would have lost.
Yeah.
Because the biggest variable was those doomsdays. Now it makes me think what they would have won without the doomsdays there. Because they got totally wiped out, but still would they have won without them? And I'm kind of thinking, like, let's say he didn't have the doomsdays, but Darkseid knew. I think they still would have lost.
Mm-hmm.
But if Darkseid didn't know and they didn't have the doomsdays, given how strong Darkseid is, it was still a stupid ass plan. So they still might would have lost. They just showed up to rumble.
Gotcha.
Like, wouldn't Darkseid be ready for that type of shit? Like, I know how stupid you are.
Yeah, it's like Darkseid didn't even have to hack Cyborg's eye to find out what exactly their plan is, because given the way they came at the whole situation, it seems like they still would have beat him even if they caught him by surprise.
Well, here's the thing, though. Knowing anything about Darkseid, Lawrence can attest to it. As far as being the ultimate planner, he's pretty much he's the evil superpowered version of Bruce in that. He's not finna go into that battle without having a plan, even though he's a new god. Even though he has those abilities, he's not doing it. And but this was very telling as far as his planning and going forward. Fantastic. What's up, man? Appreciate you for coming through.
Fantastic was good.
Lawrence?
No, I really have nothing to add to this.
Okay. I guess Aegon smooth before we get to the end. But yes, before I can do it, yes, fantastic. Yeah. Live action has not been good for DC, but the animated films are wonderful. They have been great.
Well, the funny thing is that to get that Morbius chair, let's just say, Darkseid had to attack the new guys, right?
Yes. That's what happened. Yeah.
in Darkseid doesn't consider himself a new guy, right? He considers himself an old guy, right?
No.
No,
No. They're all new guards, all of them.
they're all new guys. Okay, never mind. Because I was going to okay.
Yeah, they're all.
Yeah,
they're all considered that. He's yeah. I mean, the old gods are pretty much what are considered a trigon. Of course, Zeus and the Greeks; those are all considered. That's what are considered old. But yeah. But anyways, I guess if nobody else got anything to add before we get to the final. Oh, we did forget something. Golly, I'm mad. We forgot on the way there. They found the Flash, who was hooked up.
that was another rough scene. He had everybody in like a slave position, man.
Yes. I forgot he had Flash hooked up to a treadmill and tapped in and had him hooked up to a wire, a big ass cable in to his helmet to power Apokolips until pretty much the core of Earth was sucked into Apokolips, and to feed it energy, because the only thing powering it, because I guess after attacking the new gods, he lost a lot, and the core was unstable or whatever. So what was powering it was Flash creating a flashpoint and using his abilities to do so. But I forgot, yeah, of course, they had to go and get him. I went and got the Flash, broke him out, and he was you could tell, well, he was running on little and nothing, boy, because he done lost what little muscle he had. That suit was barely hanging on him. And that was pretty interesting there. I forgot about that. But you also, and they find out here that he caused Flash to pretty much create a flashpoint. That also that was the thing. He used the flashpoint to get ahead of them and their plans. So not only did he just plan ahead, and had he already hacked Cyborg, but he had used the flashpoint. That was the whole point in how he got in to be able to do what he needed to do. I thought that was very telling and very interesting. But also, so while the fight is going on between Trigon and Darkseid, that's whenever you have Cyborg getting the boom tools and everything ready, getting everybody out, making portals to get everybody out. And so everybody starts going through them, and Constantine says something turns to say something to Cyborg. He's like, man, look, I ain't no way I'm getting out of this. I'm done. I'm completely fused with Apokolips. So, only thing I got left to do is to make sure everybody else goes out too. And Raven tells Damien to go ahead, and she'll be coming, and she stands there, pretty much to say her farewells to her dad, Trigon, and he says he pretty much thanks her, tells her this is the best present that he could have given her, because he's been wanting to be free, and even threatened killing Damien if she didn't end up freeing him. So it was pretty interesting there. And they're fighting, and Trigon is getting the best of Darkseid, and then you see Cyborg make this planet-size portal that's sucking in Apokolips and everything into it. And Trigon, Darkseid sees it's going bad, and he's trying to get away, and Trigon grabs him, laughing, like, you ain't going nowhere. We going in here. And so it pretty much sucks up the whole planet, and that's it. And you have the cutscene to where everybody's sitting on the coast there at the edge, and everything is everything's
everybody all beat the fuck up.
yeah. Look like Flash was able to get him a few sandwiches, put some meat on his bones. And everybody's all beat the fuck up, and it's bad. And Flash is down because his flashpoint is what created this particular timeline. And Constantine's talking to him, telling him pretty much, he's like, do it again. He said he goes back to where he made a promise to Iris about that. He wouldn't do it. He was like, and Constantine tells him, he's like, man, anything you can do has got to be better than this. So he takes his advice, and I guess this is where we're gonna have, now in this new animated DC universe, we have the start of a new particular timeline and universe. So just kind of waiting to see what they do next here. And
you missed the part.
I did. Go ahead.
When Superman tried to give a fucking rally up speech, everybody's like, "Yo, shut the fuck up!"
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Come on, guys.
I did too.
We can save the world. It was like, yo, my nigga. You should be like,
yo,
hey,
they gave him that. They gave him that look like nigga, please. Nah, they gave him that nigga, please look. That's what they gave him.
Yeah.
They just looked over their shoulder and looked at him like, nigga, please, would you shut the fuck up?
Yeah,
I was like, damn.
We fucked up listening to you the first time. Fuck what you got to say.
Yeah, we half robots now and beat the fuck up niggas.
Yeah.
And you guys, you back to normal. You fucking transfer new outfit on your body and shit. Like,
You know what I'm saying? You saying that shit with a green S on your chest, nigga.
No, not now.
No. Remember, he was back to normal. Remember?
Yeah, he's back to normal.
Oh, yeah.
That's
normal as he could
that's
get
what I was getting ready to
anyway.
say. This motherfucker. No, but I'm saying he's standing up here in all his perfect glory. Everybody fucked up. He's talking about let's rally. Man, sit your ass down.
Hey, here's the other thing you got to think too. They know that he ain't in his perfect glory. Cause hey, let's be real. His queen done died.
Yeah.
Hey, this man world all to upside down. He just trying to put on that face, boy.
Yeah, but I'm saying he the only one that had somebody for that fucking long. Everybody already lost everybody somewhat.
Yeah.
Niggas was slaves. Motherfuckers was beat the fuck up. Niggas was underground in the mountains.
Yeah, you got other people that's only got like 20% of their body left.
They got their neck snapped. They walking around all beat up. Like, damn, yo, that plan was dumb as shit.
Yeah. And Constantine like, hey, look, man, y'all can look. Constantine like, man, I ain't got nothing to say to him. I'm about to talk to the one that can fix this shit.
He didn't acknowledge him. He didn't even acknowledge him, man.
Yeah. And Constantine like, I'm about to talk to the one that can fix this shit. I'm trying to get this motherfucker to create a new universe. He's like, man, hey, when he was talking to the Flash, and the Flash was like, man, I don't know.
I ain't even trying to fuck with none of these motherfuckers.
Hey, Constantine, Flash was like, I don't know this shit. He was like, Constantine was like, hey, man, you seen how this shit is? Anything got to be better than this right here.
But there's a scene when he said that, man, and they put the camera on Constantine, man, and he's standing there with a cigarette, giving that look to Clark, like, man, I will bury your ass if you say another word. Just one more word and you done. I'm like, man, come on. Yeah. You got like what, 12 superheroes left, and he's talking about saving the world. Come on, man, come on.
Ain't no rally for you.
After his queen literally just blew up.
We done, dog. We done.
Yeah, it's done.
Batman said
she took one for the team before he did.
Batman said, with all the magma that the Earth lost, at minimum we're gonna lose 1 billion people.
Yeah.
Niggas were just trying to put the rest of their life out in peace, hugged up with their loved ones that's still around. It's like, come on, guys, we can really make this happen. Nigga. Go fly.
This nigga just told you at least 1 billion more people gonna have to die.
Right. He ain't even realized the fact you
saving the world.
The Earth can't rotate no more.
Yeah. This timeline is done. He already been sucking up magma from the Earth's core and shit.
Wonder Woman said either it's gonna freeze or burn. One or the other one. One of those. It's like, what can we do?
Damn, man.
Yeah.
But like I said, man, when he gave that speech and the way they showed that shot with everybody turn around and look at him like, "Are you nigga, please?" I'm like, damn. I
Hey,
like, damn.
no, that look you just said they whenever he said that shit, it was just the look of like this nigga.
Look, man, look, man. It's like this. Just go ahead and fly away. You lost 2 planets. Go find the 3rd one, man.
Hey, yeah, it's like, damn. Everywhere you go, you got to ruin a planet, man. You a planet killer your damn self. Oh man, yeah, that was pretty interesting. That was fun. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, it was it was a good one. And like I guess is that all we got to add about this movie? Anybody got anything else?
I guess we just do ratings after this. I mean,
Okay, yeah.
Well,
Oh, go ahead, Lawrence.
just real quick. It's interesting because the main characters we focused on and enjoyed the most in this was Etrigan, Constantine, and Damien. Those were the 3 top characters we enjoyed the most in this movie. However, the undercurrent of the movie, the heroes were the females.
Damn.
Because if you look at how they did the movie, every leader of a group that made it work was a female.
true. Harley Quinn.
Lois led the resistance. Lois led the resistance. Diana led the Furies. Harley led the Suicide Squad, and Raven is the one who allowed her father to get out to save the day. And as he's leaving, he says, "Thank you, daughter."
Yeah, and she allowed it, but I guess Constantine kind of had a hand in it, though.
Right. But if you look at the reverse on how the men was treated, Lex Luthor, who's supposed to be the smartest person, was treated as like he was a whiny little kid, cowering in fear, and taking orders from Lois to some degree. We already established Clark was cucked. They cucked Damian a little bit for his relationship with Raven. And then you got Nightwing, who, if you look at the end when they're all sitting outside before Flash takes off, he was crazy inside the cell. But if you look at the scene at the end, he's laying there quietly in Starfire's arms. I mean, they just made the dudes rely on everything the women did. But if you look at the way they wrote it, the women were the leaders of each group.
Yeah, because Constantine trying to get back to his magical woman. He trying to get but the thing was Constantine led his part of it. He did what he was supposed to do, even though he had no idea what that was at the time until he died.
And again, that wasn't his choice. That's what his woman did to him.
Exactly.
Huh?
I said exactly.
So yeah. So because even with her, what did she do? She manipulated and controlled him. Regardless of whoever told her to do it, she did it.
Damn.
Yeah, she didn't tell him to do it, but I guess kind of a way.
She made him do it.
Yeah, she made him do it. She made him do it using magic and wiped.
Batman. Look, check it out. Batman the Alpha told the chick he ain't even doing nothing with to turn her man into a beta simp. But I mean, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. And Alpha told another woman to turn her man.
Damn, I ain't gonna call him no simp. I ain't gonna put him that far. But
no. I'm not saying he's a simp. I'm saying,
well, put it this way:
she made him do. She gave him simp tendencies. Put it that way.
Well, no. He told her basically, "Hey, look, use your woman tricks to manipulate him, along with your magical ability. Because the thing is,
like a pimp.
I mean, she had to do more. She had to go deeper than that because I mean, he wasn't gonna do it. He wasn't gonna leave. So it was like, hey, look,
no, he wasn't.
You know, he ain't gonna give in like that. He'd rather die for you. He'd rather die in this situation. He ain't gonna leave like it. So you gonna have to come up with a way.
And as much as Yeah, he was gonna die for it. At the end of the day, hey, let's be real. That is simp behavior.
Yeah, that was. That was. God.
I mean,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. He was gonna go.
putting your life on the line, putting your life on the line for
Damn.
pussy. That's yo.
Damn. Superman
I'm just
poisoning
saying. I'm
everybody.
just saying.
Superman poisoning everybody, man.
I'm just saying.
He got everybody ready to lay their life down for no good reason at all.
Remember when Etrigan kept getting kicked in the face, and I'm like, they could just break your fucking arms right now with the ease. When he was holding up Lady Shiva,
Oh yeah.
about her arms,
Mhm.
she gave him like 4 kicks to the face. Bop, bop. He was looking at her like, bitch. Like if I cared enough.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. See. Yeah. Batman. But
I'm sorry.
Batman, you know.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ruin that for you.
No,
Sorry.
you're right. No, you're right. I had to think about it again. You're right. It's cool. It's cool. But yeah, it was pretty interesting. While I got everyone here, I want to thank y'all for coming out, and I want to say that we will be doing next Saturday, probably around the same time, around 5 to 5:30. We'll be doing Batman: Death in the Family. That's the one we'll be reviewing. I'm very excited to see that out, so I'll be looking at this. I'm gonna try and look at some this weekend. I do go back to work this week, so I won't be on his YouTube here as much. But you know, I definitely be having my times this on the weekends here where I try and get more in. But so I'll probably just be falling asleep on all the crazy and niggatry here in the niggosphere. But y'all got any last words before we get out of here?
We still have to do the rating.
Oh yeah, that's right. The rating. And don't leave this time, Smooth. We gonna talk in the back. We gonna talk and get everything trying lined out for next week before we. All right. So what do we want to rate this?
I'll give it a 7.
I like this a lot. I think it's gonna be better the second time I watch it. I believe so. I think I'll go with. I think I'm gonna go with a. I think I'm gonna go with a 9, yo. I had a really good time watching this. I'll go with a 9 for me.
Yeah, this is like my third time watching it. I was probably gonna go at 8.5, or I wasn't gonna go below 8. I know that much.
Now I gotta go to 7 because of Superman. I don't know.
Hey, it's something I come to expect. That him being him being. I don't like he's been a perpetual cook, so I don't expect anything else.
I don't like it either, but if it's his character, you got to rock with it because then it throws the story off because he's not being himself. Like, he can't be defined.
Yeah, even with that suit, he was fucking weak as fuck.
Like I said, I don't expect much. Like I said, when we did the review of Superman Man of Tomorrow, it was the first time where he actually played her, and that was the best. That and Lobo was the best part of the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
But like I said, that was unusual. So,
but do you know what I like the most about this though? The fact that even when rendered powerless, Batman always is still more powerful than Superman somehow. Because they were both controlled by Darkseid. I mean, Batman had his brainwashed, Superman had the freaking injection that renders him useless, right? So both of them in that state of being useless, kind of, right? Darkseid still saw it necessary to keep Batman around. Because whether Batman was brainwashed or not, he was still in a position of power. You understand me? Whereas Superman, he had to let his bitch come up with a plan for him to follow.
That's funny, yo.
Am I lying?
No, hey,
And that's no, but that's why I said what I did earlier about her being the resistance. As a matter of fact, I'll go you one step further. Not only was she the leader of the resistance, if you look at the last scene when she was saying goodbye to Clark before the explosion that killed her, she was the last quote unquote woman standing. Everybody else was dead.
yeah. Well,
Now,
wait,
mind you,
hold on.
we're talking about Lex Luthor. We're talking about Lex Luthor. We're talking about
King
Harley
Shark.
Quinn. We're talking about Captain Boomerang, and we're talking about King Shark. And the last person standing was Lois to send off a message. Seriously?
What?
The
Wait, hold
humans.
on.
Seriously?
The
Wait, hold
humans.
on. Well, wait, hold on. I guess they kind of blew up at the same time, but that was the last image we saw, anyways. Was of that group was her blowing up because I think they
Well,
were still
we saw
alive,
Lex laying on the floor.
and
No,
we
we saw
had.
Lex laying on the ground with a big ass bone spike through his chest. He was gone.
That's right, he was at that point. King Shark
He
and
was gone.
no, but King Shark and Boomerang were back to back though, weren't they? And that's whenever Harley Quinn, she kind of shot her way out through one of them paradooms, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And then with the next scene, if you can hear them in the background dying. That's
Okay,
what I'm
I couldn't hear
saying.
that
Lois
part.
was
I got
literally
you.
the
Yeah,
last person standing. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. She was
I didn't hear
literally the
that
last
part.
person
Okay.
standing, sending the message to Clark.
Okay, yeah, I didn't hear that
And
part.
I'm like, come on, man. I mean, if nothing else, she survived over King Shark. Come on, stop playing. Come on, stop playing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was.
You know.
So
And then at the same time, Clark is useless. Clark is useless fighting until she tells him she loves him and she's dying. Now all of a sudden he has the will to live. So it's the same thing in the nigga sphere. It's all about the pussy. You can find the strength and courage to do shit if you're chasing the pussy. I don't know, man.
yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, it was funny. It was funny. But yeah, it was but it was still with all the
And for the record,
twists and go ahead.
yeah, I was gonna say, and I'm gonna surprise you. We're on the same page, 8.5.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah. Whew.
Well, we
So,
usually don't agree.
but this thing right here, it was there was no way to me you could rate it below an 8. It was too good. I mean, even despite all the SJW shit in there, it was still too good. It was good writing.
Yeah.
It had too many great moments in there. Characters like Etrigan, Damien, and Constantine, their moments in there and how they stood out were great moments. Along with oh boy, you know, with Bruce having to get down on his son, boy. That whole part, yeah, that was it was some great moments in there, and then being able to see Trigon finally get unleashed and him have his fun putting a putting a beating there on Darkseid. It was great to see. But yeah. So I guess what could we in a roundabout way give it an 8 altogether?
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Cool. So that's what we're going with, the 8. And yeah, I thought this movie it's just too good to be able to, you know, go below an 8. And I thought it was wonderful. And one of the it might be one of their best ones to me. So far, if not. I'm really waiting to
Out of the
kind of
new
see
52, yeah.
I can't.
Out of the new 52, yeah, I would say.
I forgot that Batman Court of Owls, and what was the that was them two Batman movies that they had with Court of Owls, and then what was the other one whenever
Red Hood?
No, not the Red Hood.
Please tell me you're not talking about Hush.
No. The one with Talia. Was it Blood? Blood
What
Bonds?
son of
Or...
yeah,
Son of Batman. Was it Son of Batman?
Batman,
Or
son of Batman or something like that. Yeah.
those two, those were really good too. So, but but we're gonna do the new one. We're gonna do this. Damn, I just forgot what it's called now. Death in the Family. We're gonna do it next Saturday. I can't wait to get in on this. I think it's gonna be great. It's gonna be fun. But I guess
Have either of you guys watched?
no, I
Have
have
either
not.
of you guys watched it yet?
No, I have not watched it yet. I might either do some of it tonight or tomorrow.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
I'll wait.
Okay. Oh, damn. Oh man, you already watched it. I've been on so much YouTube, I hadn't watched it yet. But yeah, I'm going to though. But yeah, no, it's been fun. I want to thank everyone for coming out. Thank you for subscribing, Agon.
I didn't subscribe. Oh,
yeah,
it's my other channel. It's my other channel.
yeah.
Like, damn, yo.
Yeah, because I think you come on in your other channel profile before, which you hadn't been doing. Which you haven't been on in a while. You've been on doing this one. So yeah, it's pretty fun. And but yeah, I want to thank you for subscribing. Thank everyone for coming out. Checking for you, Ice. Of course, Lawrence, Agon, Smooth, Jessica for a little bit, Shane Shane, Mr. Fantastic, the Unspecialist. Thank all you guys for coming out, and I guess we'll see you next weekend. Oh yeah,
hit
don't
that like
forget,
before you leave.
Hit that like button. Don't forget
hit the like.
Don't forget to share and subscribe, and you can always donate. See it at the bottom, the $sign tip Eisensama. Thanks. Oh yeah, checking for you. Tonight's German beer during Oktoberfest. I can't say that. Too bad Smooth ain't up here to say that, so I can't speak German. So I'm not even gonna try, but I bet it's a good. Yeah, I ain't even worried about it.
Freisen kind of Weissenberg.
Yeah. But anyways, peace out, everyone, and have a good night. Thanks for coming out. Later.